Welcome Mufflin_Iomu. Welcome Red Hood Venom 15. Welcome Just_Be_Yourself. Welcome Bald_Jotaro_Cujo. Welcome Holy_Bubbles. Welcome Ishmanga. Welcome Gringo Flamingo 1991. Welcome IC23_. Welcome you always safe.
Did it work? Did it work? Did I scare you? Did I scare you? This is gonna... The lighting is gonna be... I'm not gay. Anyways. I'm gonna... No, I didn't say boo. That wasn't me. I don't know how to feel right now. But I'm gonna read the chat. I'm making myself some tea. Because I need some tea in my system. But let me say hello to everyone. Hi, Mufflin. Hi, Red Hood Venom. Hi, Baljo Taro. Hi, Rose. Hi, Ishmanga. Hi, Gringo Flamingo. Hi, Icy. Hi, you were always safe. Hi, Glow. Hi, Manny Boy. Hi, Poker. Okay. No, I'm not gonna pass out this time. I'm not gonna pass out. I promise. I think I just need to... I pass out at least like once a month. Usually. Depends. Sometimes I don't. Anyway. I'm fine. Should I pass out just for funsies? Should I faint? No, actually, that's literally my biggest fear is fainting on stream. Because I don't even know what I would do. Like, obviously I can't do anything. I'm passed out, but like, I'm live. That's embarrassing, you know? Anyways. I'm literally wearing a safety cover. There's no cleavage. But hi, Shopsterish. Are you, dude, you got some cool ass tattoos. Thank you. Reading Tit. Did you say that Ivan can shut down the stream from his end? Yeah, but we haven't tested it, and last time we tried, it didn't work. Don't worry, we will still talk to each other while you're on the ground. I feel like at least one person's gonna freak out. Because someone always freaks out when I faint, you know? How long do you pass out for? It depends. Sometimes I wake up instantly. Like, literally, I fall, and then I'm like, whoa, what happened? But other times, I, like, pass out, and I'm like, I'm out. So, yeah, it depends. I didn't know they made leggings for arms. Yeah, these are wrist warmers, I guess. Do I look Y2K? Sancho would come rescue. That's true. He probably just smelled me. Hello, John Capri Salad. It'll definitely be Manny Boy. Someone's gonna find your address and call the ambulance. So I'm still new here. Do you faint during streams every now and then? No, I've never fainted during a stream because I usually faint in the morning when I do faint. Like, I never faint at night. Although the other day, I started feeling like, oh no, I'm gonna faint. So I ended the stream, and I did faint. Like, I could feel it coming. It's very rare that I don't feel it creeping up on me. Like, I usually feel it. So Y2K Twin, thank you. I'm gonna throw viewer attacks and clip it. Y2K, exactly, Y2K. It's giving Pink Panthers. Thank you. Este. Thank you for following. You do look Y2K hip hop music. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. I don't know. My hair, I hate my hair length right now, but I'm working with it. You felt it coming? Hey yo. Okay, wait. I'm trying. I didn't try successfully apparently. Wait. Okay. Yay! Okay. Anyways, I faint at school during test taking. I fainted at school many times. Usually I would faint in the bathroom, and one time I was there, like, I think it was for 2 periods, so it must have been like an hour and a half. And I was there unconscious in the bathroom, and no one noticed for 1.5 hours. So that's cool. He usually puts us under anesthesia so he can hover. That's not true! Well, it turns out that I didn't hang out today with my friends. It ruined. Oh no! I hope you get to hang out with your friends soon. Look at the B muscle. Yeah. I do exercise. I do exercise. Yeah, what the fuck? B, I love you. I love it too. Treasury, hello and welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, wait, guys. I need to fetch my tea. No, actually, I'm gonna steep my tea. The water was just boiling, and I heard the tea kettle. I'm gonna need some tea today. Wait! I'm still here. I'm just steeping my tea. I'm steeping the tea. I'm steeping it. Okay. I need to leave it steeping for like 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes is good enough. 2 minutes is more than good enough. Okay. I thought I was gonna finish Resident Evil 9, but it turns out there's weird extra part IDK had to feel about. The vibe of the game changed. Do you mean like an alternate ending or something? Yeah, hopefully I came back in time for my confession. Yeah, I haven't started reading the confessions yet. I will soon, once my tea is ready. Te dice los novios, entonces... ¿A mi bebé? Okay, sometimes I get vasovagale when I get blood pressure check. I'm not starting to not happen as much now, but I see a cardiologist for these things. Yeah, I hope you're okay, by the way. I've had to see a cardiologist a few times because, especially when I was fainting with no prior... Like, I would basically faint spontaneously. And I would not feel like lightheaded beforehand. I would just literally be talking to you 1 second and all of a sudden I'm on the floor the next second. And usually that's a cardiovascular problem, like a heart problem. But I'm fine. My heart's fine. So that's good. That's good. Why does B Live so fucking huge when it's just her in the house? Huh? Do you have a slight accent? I think I do. Do I mean, don't we all have accents, right? No, I don't want to say too much. Oh, okay, I get it. I passed out before. My mama was in the hospital, and the IV in her hand slipped out of her hand vein, and the nurses came and realized how bad it was, and I sat on the ground panicking and passed out until I hit the back. Oh my god! Yeah, I fainted one time when I was getting an IV put, but like the lady kept stabbing my arms, and I was a kid. I think I've told you guys about that story, and I fainted afterwards. I'm gonna brew tea now because I almost went to sleep and almost slept through the alert for your stream. It's okay if you need to sleep though. Car problem? What? Took me 10 minutes to turn on Twitch. Sheesh, why? Sleepy? Right now, I'm more sure due to anxiety. I guess anxiety hits different when... Yeah, that can happen. Hi, Jesus Christ. How are you? Okay, I think... Give him to me. Thank you, Manny Boy, for gifting us up to... Ishmanga. Wow, you got a sub. Merci beaucoup. Spasiba. Stress at an all-time high, but I'm all right for now. Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that, Marsh. I hope you're taking care. I almost fainted after I crashed my bike and started bleeding for... Oh my god. I hope you're okay. Holy shit. Hey, B, Dad was in the hospital for heart emergency. Drove 9 hours to see him. We all go, oh my god. I feel like this last month has been very difficult for a lot of us, hasn't it? I hope your dad is all right, and I hope you're also taking care and staying safe. It's easy to forget to take care of yourself when bad shit is happening. So I hope everything's all right. Kind of bad. How about you, man? I'm not feeling super well. But it's okay. Today's a therapy stream. Yay! That's a cute hat. Thank you. Your left nut sack. Speaking of nuts. Are you guys... Don't look at my chipped nail. Look at the ones that are not chipped. Yeah. Look how pretty they were when they were not chipped. But yeah, look at these nuts. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're Wewan nuts. Wewan nuts. We all hope you guys are safe and healthy. I agree. Buen provecho, Manny boy. Look at her fucked up nail. Meanwhile, I got up easy this month with wisdom tooth pain. Oh, no. Wait, you haven't gotten them taken out? Oh, no. Drink something warm, Rose. I saw the letura. Why are you playing with your nuts? I'm telling. Oh, Ivany also has a pair of nuts now. Give him to me. Ferran, thank you for the sub. Thank you. My dad's okay now. 3 surgery. Oh my god. Well wishes to your dad too. Thank you, Ferran. I hope your dad is alright. Wishing him all the best and a speedy recovery. What the fuck did I just write? I was saying. Ooh, yeah. What are the wee-woo nuts? They're not wee-woo nuts. They're Wewan nuts, guys. They're Chinese. And Chinese upper class people back in the day would use these nuts as they were pondering to fidget, you know? And the thing is that these nuts get polished over time. So if someone had really polished nuts, that you can tell that that person is very contemplative. So now as I think, I'm gonna be like, you know, swirling my nuts. And they're gonna get polished over time. So yeah. Reading tit! Now one of them poked out a few. Oh no! Go to the dentist, Rose. That can turn into like a infection and shit. Forest of Wires, thank you for following! Why do you have Chinese people nuts? They're Wewan nuts! They're Wewan nuts. It was pink monster drink. Oh no. Yeah, I would fucking die if I drank one of those. I don't think you're supposed to eat these. I don't think these are edibles. She was so pretty. I didn't even try to talk to her. Instantly gave up. Who? Oh, in the gym? In the gym? Ahoy! Wait, I'm gonna go fetch my tea, guys, since it's finally ready. And that way I can chat. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, look at this cute mug my friend Rachel gave me. Isn't it so cute? It has bees on it. I made myself green tea with jasmine. I love this tea because it's very soothing. There's something about jasmine that gives you that, you know, that tea feeling. If you know, if you're a tea drinker, you know that like very deep sense of relaxation. Jasmine just hits. Maybe use them as a slingshot? No, I purchased these for my aura. For my aura. Those days people would be considered OCD or ADHD. So those are ancient fidget spinners, exactly. Anyways, I gotta go. It's your fault for streaming so late. Fuck you. What the fuck, bro? If I stream earlier, people are doing their stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, good night, Jesus Christ. Jasmine. See, Jasmine. The best way to pick up girls at the gym is to just ask for permission to bet. What? It's so large compared to your other cups. It's taking me a minute to process. Yeah, it's a big-ass mug. I like that the handle is very distant from the mug itself, because I feel like some mugs, the handle is too close to the mug, and I don't like that. I like that it has distance. Does that? I don't know. Anyways, I should probably start reading the confessions, but wait, let me catch up with chat. B, I have a confession. I drank No! No! Okay, it's the only one you've had. It's fine. But no! You were supposed to not drink Monster. I'm making yerba mate. Nice! Nice. No, those are Zhongli's. My balls? The mug looks really cool. Melody Rachel. Thank you. Oh yeah, I hate nothing more than handle. That is unstable unless I want my... See, that's the issue. Like, a lot of fucking mug handles, like, your knuckles are touching the hot-ass mug. And it defeats the purpose. I don't know. Maybe that's a nerdy thing to notice, but I drink a lot of coffee and tea, so of course I'm gonna fucking notice. Yeah, you are a sinner. You're a sinner, Manny boy. You're a sinner. Okay, guys. Ooh. He felt like a little trickster. He felt so funny. He just asked me what my body count was. And I was gonna say something about like, yeah, back in the war, I have so much blood in my hands, you know? But, yeah, I just banned them. I missed it, trying to call Manny Boy a sinner. If there's new flavors, I gotta try them. This is a warning. Okay, fine. I'll accept that. Can you guys hear the sounds of my nuts? I'm sorry. Like, I'm 90, but I'm also 12, apparently. And I think... You guys can hear the sound of my nuts? Look. What do you guys think about that ASMR? You guys don't like it? You guys don't like it? Your nuts are so relaxing. I can hear you playing with your nuts. I can't sleep. It's your fault. What the fuck did I do? Anyways, let me... I feel like I don't know. What do you guys think about my look? Wait, let me stand up. You guys haven't seen my outfit properly. Oh, shit. Okay, let me show my outfit before I start reading the confessions. Ta-da! What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you guys see the vision? It's Y2K. It's Y2K. I feel like people are not gonna get it. You know, I ordered these jeans and they ended up being a lot more high-waisted than I thought they were gonna be. I thought they were gonna be low-waisted jeans, but they're like, I guess they're made for someone taller than me. You know, someone who's 56 feet tall instead of 54 feet tall, which makes sense. But, yeah. Rubbing nuts together should be a crime. Rub your nuts. Rub your nuts, okay? Rub your nuts. I think everyone should rub. You're wearing jeans. You know, everyone that has seen me in these jeans has been like, oh my god, you're wearing normal jeans? What the fuck? My mom and my dad both, when they saw me in these jeans, they were like, you know, you look really good in jeans. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. But yeah, these are the, let me give you guys a little 360 of my jeans. See, I can show off my jeans without being racist. Reading chat. We see the drippy plays that 1 hour farming song on TikTok. Thank you. Bitch, so anyone else? What? Y2, okay. It's different vibe than you usually go for, but it's nice. Yeah, it's taking me a second to process the jeans. I wish jeans were sensory friendly. I see that's my issue with most jeans too, but these ones are like not, like they're very stretchy. So I find them, and they're very soft. So I find them to be quite comfortable. I just don't like the stiff ones that, I don't like that. Beat me, Sweeney. You got the joke. You got the joke. Matt Daniels, thank you for following. Yeah, stretch jeans are the best. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Gotomatima. Okay, I'm gonna read the confession, guys. Okay, wait. I'm gonna... I'm sorry. You guys are gonna get flashbanged. I tried not making it so bright, but we have no choice, guys. Everyone scream with the, oh, man. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Reading tit. Hello, Matt Daniels, bro, with the flashbang. Hi, Rafa, how are you? My retina is burning. Shame. Bye-bye, melatonin. Gotta go back to sleep. I wish you the worst possible B. What? That's not very nice. But I hope you sleep well, for Jesus Christ. I'm good, Rafa. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that you're good too. Even ever heard of dark mode? I can't. Like, Google doesn't let me put dark mode for this page specifically, so I'm kind of fucked. But anyways, before I get started with reading the confessions, just so everyone gets a premise of what kind of stream this is, since I know some of you may not have been here before for these kinds of streams. So basically, what I do is that I make Google Forms, which is linked and pinned in the chat right now, so you can send your own stuff there. And people send me their anonymous confessions or things that they want advice for, and I give them advice, and also people in the chat come together to help me give them advice. So it's a safe space. It's usually a therapy stream. It's pretty serious most of the time. There's some people that send jokes here and there, but most of it is pretty serious. So I'm just asking for respect and follow the rules, please. So yeah. To everyone who thought it was really funny to send things that were hateful or harassing me, this is Google. You're banned now from sending me anything. So congrats on being stupid. Anyway, ever heard of? Oh wait, I already read this. Is Sancho is back. You're never nice, me. Hi, Lenny. No worries. I hope you slept well. I feel weird. I didn't do shit today except play Resident Evil, and that shit slapped. My heart rate spiked, but that's good, Rose. You needed the rest, no? So you're letting Google tell you what to do? Yes. This is my first stream. I know some pages think they know better than you if you want them in dark mode. I tried forcing this page on dark mode, but it doesn't do anything when I do. I'm gonna reload it to see. But no, it just stays the same. I'm fucked, guys. I can't really do anything about it. Anyways, reading tit! Yeah, I actually sent something funny and something serious. Hey guys, I've been dealing with screws all day. Does anyone want to know? Does anyone know what to do when you strip the threads? It's an easy fix. Gonna have to learn some new skills, like retap it. Does JB Weld work? Sorry, specific question, but I'm surely someone here knows. Does anyone know the answer to Phantom's question? Also, hi Phantom! I've been trying to finish something else these days. Something else from the other thing that you were telling me? Final freedom from school, even though it's a 3-week break, but still something good quality sleep. Hey, sleep all you need to. Sleep all you need to, bro. I know how stressful it is. I finished the hair on the drawing. I think I fucked it up already. It probably looks good, Manny. You're being too hard on yourself. They make special bits to basically draw. Okay, that's the answer. I've never had to do it before. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start with the confessions because if not, I'm never gonna finish. And usually people end up sending confessions as I'm streaming. Right now we only have 10. But like I said, usually people end up sending as I'm streaming, so yeah. Anyways, first confession reads, I feel like I'm so close to the edge. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. All I do is work, sleep every day. Barely see family and friends, and I feel stuck and I don't know what to do. I think a lot of us have been in this situation before, myself included. That is the unfortunate byproduct of, sorry to sound like a commie, but late stage capitalism, huh? But it's the reality. It's the reality. A lot of us feel like every day is just repeated. We're doing the same crap, having the same conversations, the same stall talk with the same people that don't really give a shit about us. And frankly, we'd rather be with our friends or family or enjoying our lives, but we're all trying to make ends meet. Because the economy sucks right now. And it does feel kind of hopeless right now. However, what I can offer is some solace is that this is not a doomed... Like, I know it feels like you're doomed, but you're not. It's easy to fall into that trap where you feel like you're truly doomed, that you're going to be stuck in that situation for the rest of your life. But I promise you that it can get better. I don't have much context based on your message, but for example, I'll use myself as an example. There was a point where I did feel this exact same way, like a year ago already. I was basically only working and sleeping. My job schedule fucking sucked, and it was taking away every single hobby I had from me. The only thing, I felt like my life revolved around work, and I wasn't even being compensated fairly. Like, I didn't even have fucking health insurance. And it got to a point where I realized that I don't want my life to be this. So I started taking steps in the direction to try to make my life better for myself because I didn't want to be stuck in that miserable situation. And I still have to be realistic. Like, I still have to put food on the table. I still have to pay insurance. I still have to pay my water bill. But if I'm not even allowing myself the opportunity to look for something better, how the fuck am I gonna expect better opportunities to arrive to me? That's not how things work. You have to seek them out. You have to open those doors for yourself sometimes. So, yeah. I know right now the situation's kind of bleak for all of us. I mean, have you seen the gas prices? Pretty insane stuff, and the world is taking the turn for the worse. But I do think that it's going to be a little bit bad for a while, but ultimately humans figure it out somehow. Because we have in the past. And I know it's easy to fall into a pessimistic loop, but that's only going to be harmful to you. Don't do that to yourself, please. So, yeah. Does anyone have anything that they would like to offer this kind soul? I'm gonna read the chat while you guys deliberate. Sorry, I wasn't in Discord today. I got hella mad at her. No worries. Actually, I was kind of waiting for it, and I kept checking the Discord. But no worries. I assumed you were busy. No, I think I picked a really dark purple? Oh, it was too... But you can make it like a darker color scheme then. That's not gonna look bad. No worries. Strips... Oh, wait, that's not for me. That's not for me. That's not for me. I love that you guys are actually giving advice for that. You guys are so fucking cool. The cost of living in Puerto Rico is expensive. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. My bills just keep going up, man. Like, I just wish I wouldn't have to worry, you know? I wish I didn't have to worry. I don't really want to be rich. I don't want fancy cars. I feel pretty content with the things I have. I just don't want to... Like, for example, I need to make a doctor's appointment to check certain things out, but I'm worrying about the money and about the fact that it's probably going to make me unable to make money that day, for example. Like, I don't know. I hate thinking about it that way, though. I was waiting for the voice chat to... Wait, really? We should do it tomorrow. I want to be happy. Fuck that. I want a fancy car. Yo te lo compro. Yo te lo compro. IDK is normal for PR, but I feel like your housing situation is... Whoa! Party timer! Oh, part-time gamer! Gamer, thank you for following! I feel like your housing situation is double fucked because you pay all the normal home ownership costs with none of the benefits. I.e., owning the house. I don't pay rent, at least. Like, yeah. What... All the expenses I pay, it's still cheaper than rent. It's still cheaper than rent. But the maintenance costs, the water bill, the electricity bill, the Wi-Fi bill, insurance, cream. Tengo que pagar cream. Those are property taxes. It amounts to a lot of money that, yeah, I end up not having a lot of money left over to pay out my debt, for example. So that sucks. But I can't really buy my own place. So I'm kind of fucked, you guys. I'm kind of fucked. Anyways, reading tit. I say create time for a hobby, be it a new one, or you have to start looking forward to them after work. Stop thinking about work so much. We can't be living just on the thoughts of work. I agree. Like, for me, the most therapeutic thing I could have done when I was stuck in that work loop was streaming. I picked up this hobby when I was still at Sephora. And yeah, it was hard to make time for it. It was really hard to make time for it, and it was really hard for me to, like, do it consistently. But it gave me something to look forward to. It gave me a community, and I'm very grateful that I'm still able to do this, you know? I want a 1996 beater card that requires millions of repairs yearly. Make it happen. You got it, Rose. Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. That would be nice. I spent all day on my fuck-ass project and went crazy. I just can't leave these things alone. I get it. Then, okay, we can do it tomorrow? I was either gonna stream, like I was thinking about doing a productivity stream, but maybe instead I can do like a voice chat on Discord. I don't know. I'll think about it because I have to clean my AC. So yeah. Would you move to the U.S. in the future if Puerto Rico gets much worse? Oh man, I lived in the U.S. for a bit, and I was so unhappy there. I kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes I do think about it. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, life here sucks sometimes. Like, I love Puerto Rico, man. And I love the culture here. I love the people here. But, you know, when you have a really long day, you open your door to find out that you don't have any fucking electricity in your house and that everything in your fridge has been melting for the last 9 hours. Like, that fucking sucks, man. And also when I don't have water, because I don't get running water here for at least, like, 2 to 3 times a week. That sucks. That fucking sucks. But, you know, it could be worse, obviously. Like, I'm still very privileged. But at the same time, these wouldn't be things I would be worried about in other countries, you know? Maybe that, I don't know if the US is my, like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be the US, but at the same time, I can't leave my family behind also. Because I'm the only one that they can rely on, you know? You lived in New York, that give lifelong depression. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I was gonna say, I doubt you'd leave PR anytime soon. Yeah, I can't. What are those sleeves? You don't like them? You don't like them? You don't think they're cute? They're just an accessory. But yeah, I can't leave PR. Let's go be a gamble today, and I lost. No! No! I feel this in my soul, by the way. No, you aren't alone, but you don't allow life to begin and end on your days off. Choose life when you can. Like they said, they can't take away your passions in your mind and fill it with things that help cultivate both. I agree, 100%. Don't doom scroll and numb yourself to all what life offers and throws at you. You know what else I've found? That a lot of us lose a lot of time when we're doom scrolling, and we don't realize just how much time we're losing. Even when you're just doom scrolling on the fucking toilet or while you're eating, you're still doom scrolling. Those are like hours of your time that you don't even remember. I'm not saying that never doom scroll, but I am saying that maybe all those things that you want to do with your life, you could find a little bit of time for them if you didn't doom scroll. And this is something I'm also telling myself. El Tunas, thank you for following! Like financially, I mean. Like you could afford to fly back every couple of weeks or so. Oh wait, I feel like it will only happen if you reach a point where you could come back regularly to see your family. Or if I could bring him to the US or other countries with me. That'd be great. My mom would 100% be willing to move with me if I'd moved. Like, if I moved, she moves with me, probably. My dad, it depends. It depends. Because he's also thought about it. And my dad is well off and stuff, but it still doesn't absolve him from the issues of living in Puerto Rico. He still gets power outages. He sometimes doesn't have running water. Like, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. You have to be, like, in the top 0.0001% in Puerto Rico to not experience those problems. Anyways. I'm gonna for some reason, I can never seem to leave my city. I'm like in the Truman Show. Every time I've tried to move out of my town, it failed due to one reason or another. And I always end up back here. Do you want to try to move somewhere else? Hi, Caleb! Canada does sound nice. I am on the first confession. Okay, I'm gonna read the second one. I actually took notes for some of them, and I think I took notes for the second one. Wait, sippy. Which part would you go to? So you'd move if your parents moved too? Yeah, I would. I don't know which parts I would, like, I don't know if I'd move to the US, honestly. I feel like I would always feel like a foreigner in the US. I think I'd be better off living in somewhere else that's Spanish speaking. I don't know. The cost of living in PR is fucked. Anyways. I'm gonna read this next confession. Okay, I don't have to censor it. This person already did that for me. If this is too much for Twitch, I understand if it gets skipped. It's not getting skipped. I actually wrote notes on it. One day I'll beat this, and maybe other people need to see the other advice. I have a small corn addiction, and I'm ashamed of it, especially when the closest people in my life have always been women. I'm a feminist, and I understand the negative impact it brings neurologically to me. I respect the women in my life to the highest degree, yet every time I watch corn, it makes me feel like a hypocrite. This problem isn't the extreme of I need to see it if I'm out of my house or I'll go insane, or I can't do anything without seeing it. In the sense that I'm in control and I will always will be. I've tried therapy on more than one occasion with different therapists. I hope to be clean one day, otherwise, the day I find a partner, intimacy will be so hard because I have conditioned my body with this slop. It's a little stressful to think about, yet alone talk about it with a therapist. One day I'll be free of this slop and maybe I'll feel more of a decent person. If you actually got to read this, thank you for the time. This shit probably took longer than the rest of other posts. No worries, there's ones that are longer than this. And I hope that both sides of your chat's pillows are at optimal temperatures tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So many things here. I kind of took notes, and I'm probably not going to go in order of these notes. So I'm sorry if this comes out messily. First of all, I want to say that you already took the most important step in recognizing that what you have. Wait, do I still have Wi-Fi? Okay, sorry. I thought my Wi-Fi crashed for a second. And I got scared. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, you already took the most important step, which is recognizing that you have a problem. I don't know if you're formally diagnosed with a addiction to porn, but sorry, I should say corn. This is Twitch. I think we're past that already. Pornography. Anyways, serious topic. Sorry. I don't know if you've been formally diagnosed with this. If you have, then of course I need to get this out of the way and say that yeah, working with a professional is probably the best course of action. I don't know which kinds of therapists you've visited. I know that there's more than one kind in this sense, but I don't just want to tell you, hey, just go to therapy, because that's just like brushing off the problem. Because in reality, when we're dealing with addictions, we need to approach it in many ways, because your addiction doesn't only exist in that therapy session and once you're out, okay, you're cured. Like, no, that's something you're gonna have to deal with consistently, even as you're going to therapy. So, first of all, I just want to say, like, you're not a hypocrite. You have, and I'm reading from my notes here, okay? Sorry. You have okay, sorry, I can't even understand my own handwriting. A compulsory coping mechanism. I've been there. Not with porn addiction, but I've dealt with addiction. Not to drugs or anything like that, but I've dealt with more than one addiction in my life. And it is a coping mechanism. Even porn. Because I feel like a lot of people don't really register porn addictions as coping. Same thing with doom scrolling. I don't think we realize that these things are just like numbing our minds and trying to fill in the gaps of our day-to-day lives with anything to try to make ourselves feel better. But in reality, it's just making our lives harder in the long run. So, again, as a coping mechanism, you're not a hypocrite for dealing with this. You're already acknowledging it. Because, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of real-life impacts to the porn industry. I'm not going to deny that. Of course there are. The porn industry is horrific. Do I think everyone who watches porn is evil? No. But I do think that nothing good comes out of watching porn. Like, let's be real. We've all watched it. But there's nothing good that comes out of, like, building a habit around it. And it's important to treat it as such. But very importantly, self-deprecation is not going to help you. Yes, acknowledging, absolutely. Absolutely. Acknowledging that you have a problem is very, very important. But hating yourself and treating yourself with hateful words is only going to make you fall deeper into the pit that is making you look for coping mechanisms in the first place. So, what do we do about these things? First of all, we need to identify the triggers. And this goes for any addiction. For example, a lot of people, okay, I'll use doom scrolling because I feel like doom scrolling and porn addictions are kind of similar sometimes. A lot of people end up doom scrolling because they're in bed and they have their phone in bed. So a good way to go about that is to maybe not have your phone near your bed. If you feel like, for example, you're resorting to porn every time you're alone in your room with your phone, maybe try to set limits around it. You can try to put hard boundaries where you block porn sites through your Wi-Fi company and stuff. That's also an option. So just identify the triggers. Identify when is it that you seek out this. After that, create a game plan. Like I said, you can create like hard boundaries where you don't have the ability to even access porn, but also try to think about what are you feeling besides like haha horny. What are you feeling like when you do look for porn? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling sad? Where's that? Is that horniness coming from genuine sexual needs, or is it coming from like you've created a dependency on instant gratification that you get from porn, where your mind associates that with horniness, but it's not true horniness, you know? So that's what I have to say there. Also, you're not doomed, because you mentioned the thing about your future partner. Of course, intimacy is going to be way better if you don't have a porn addiction. Of course it is. Of course it is. But your body can relearn. You're not doomed. You're not doomed. I think the thing that you have to retrain your mind for is less instant gratification. And this doesn't just go for this addiction. It goes for basically every fucking addiction. No, like I think we've created a culture of instant gratification, whether it's doom scrolling or substances or porn, or even when people are doom scrolling, if you look at their For You pages, it's basically soft porn. Like, what the fuck is that doing to your brain? That cannot be productive for you in any way, shape, or form. So, that's one thing. Also, have a tolerance for boredom. I think a lot of people don't have a tolerance for boredom. They cannot be alone with their thoughts. They cannot be alone in silence. I think they can't even sit down with a fucking book because they need something like that hits that dopamine all the time, you know? And I think that's really important to work on, because if not, you're going to keep looking for things that make you hit that dopamine level higher and higher each time. And there comes a point where, like, I'll use porn since we're talking about that. The human body is not designed to, like, be able to grab your phone and, like, okay, I have access to every fucking fetish in the... Josma, thank you for following! Anyways, I have access to every fucking fetish in the planet. Let me look it up right now and fap to it. Like, this is the first time in human history where we have the ability to do that. Our brains are not built for this. So, I think we need to focus on understanding what our brains are built to do. And yeah, we live in unnatural times. Of course we do. I'm not saying we need to go ooga booga again or anything like that. But I think we need to embrace slower paced things. So, yeah. And also, last thing, because I feel like I've been yapping on this one a lot. Emotional presence. Allow yourself to feel things. I think nowadays, when someone's feeling sad, we tell them to, like, oh, toxic positivity, don't feel sad anymore. Of course, feeling prolonged feelings of sadness is depression, but sometimes we just need to feel sad. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Sometimes we need to be one with our anger. Sometimes we need to be one with our boredom. We don't need to fill those gaps with instant gratification. We need to become one with them. So, this advice makes sense. Does anyone have anything to say about it? If you have anything to say about it, please let me know. I hope everything made sense, because I genuinely wanted to offer good advice here. Hi Andreas Grat! This is probably a bit TMI, but I quit. When I quit other social media and installed Instagram, trying to focus on real life these days. Same. I'm trying to do the same, but my job kind of involves social media. Both of my jobs, so yeah. I just put time limits. But if I don't feel bad, why would I change? I didn't write this. Just saying hypothetically. You mean about porn addiction? You mean porn addiction specifically? If you don't feel bad about it, that's telling me you probably have a problem with self-awareness. I think it's very important to be self-aware. Not self-deprecating, not self-punishing, but self-aware. Yeah, I agree that porn addiction is really bad. Dealing with it is really important. When you recognize the urge to view it, sit with the feeling for a minute. Just look at that feeling. It's important to sit with it. Then replace it with some other action. That helps break the loop. I agree. Also, like, I don't want to say, like, okay, I already gave the serious advice. I'm gonna give a little bit, we're all adults here, okay? Sorry, we're all adults. Speaking frankly, I promise you that self-love, masturbation, can be very enjoyable. Obviously, if it's getting in the way of your life, that's an addiction. Because masturbation can become an addiction, of course it can. But doing it once in a while, not bad for you. It's actually, it's an exercise with your own body. It can be self-discovery. It can be great for you. Doing it without porn is going to be way better for you. Just saying. It's going to feel way better. It's going to be a journey. It's the same thing with, like, a quickie when you have sex versus... I'm saying this as if I'm so sexually experienced. But the point still stands. A quickie is not going to feel as good as that build-up that you have with someone that you have genuine intimacy with. Does that make sense? And you can have that intimacy with yourself also. So yeah. Reading chet! Bro, you're really cooking tonight. Like, damn, I'm struggling to exist right now and you're hitting a flow state. It's the jasmine tea, guys. It's the jasmine green tea. No, I'm telling you guys, like, jasmine green tea makes you feel like... It makes you feel at one with your body. You're giving main character in Pokemon Platinum. Thank you, Adonic. It's probably better without porn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the girl is a Twitch chat. We all get Noahs. If we would not be here right now. Exactly. Bro got 90 years of experience. Bro pulling from his vast history of imagining being with his wife. Exactly. Bro, catch me off guard. Me? Thank you, sex ed teacher. I feel like I would be a good sex ed teacher. Anyways, if you guys have anything to say about this, you still can, but I'm gonna go to the next confession just so I can have time to go through everyone's confessions. Okay. Wait, I'm stretching. My back kind of hurts. You're a LARPer, basically. Wait, you guys know when you get that pain in your chest, like below the breast, and it's like not good? That's what I'm getting right now. Apparently that only happens to, like, people that are young. I'm 90, so I don't even know what to say. B, could I say when the confession would mind? Or this? No, you can say it. No worries. I like to respect people's privacy with these, but if you want to say it's yours, then that's on you. Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it feels like wait, is it called the Charlie horse in English? But on your ribs. It's like a rib pain I get suddenly, and then it leaves. But yeah, I'm getting that right now. Anyways. Yeah, it's like a sharp pain. Anyways, a stitch. Is it called like that? Charlie horse is the leg. Yeah, but it's like that, but on my rib. Yeah, I got a lot when I was younger. I don't get them that often, but I got one right now. Very annoying. Anyways, back on topic. Sorry. Well, I've dealt with many things in the 4 months, learned to have more responsibility with my words, analyze better what I can and cannot promise, and have more consistency with my obligations. Had worked better in communication skills and resolved a boring beef that I caused with a friend group on Discord. I've talked personally with the owner, and she was more calm about it, which is more than I expected it to be. Because she and more than 3 people was reclaiming about me with an admin of a server. I was a little sad because she don't take it talk with it with me personally, but I know that I ain't in a position to require nothing of anyone. It was my mistake. I need to deal with it on my own way and others their way. I've gone back to the gym recently and I'm surprised with the leak of weight that's considerable. It's like it was all working for me in slow steps. I'm trying to retake my rhythm with studies and I'm going very well. I'm trying to regulate my sleep and give screen time, wearing ourselves off it, so to speak. First of all, I want to say that you're doing great. I'm here to validate your growth because you did something really important, which is acknowledging that you've made a mistake and owning up to it and trying to not only acknowledging it but actively trying to fix it, and after that moving on and trying to improve your life and your habits. Because here's the thing about good habits: when you start having lots of small good habits, your life overall starts to get better. It's kind of, I know it sounds like, yeah, duh, no shit, but I feel like a lot of us self-sabotage without even realizing it. Like, we do so many small things that feel good in that instant, but they don't really add to our whole lives and making it better, if that makes any sense. So all those small habits that you're doing, they're ultimately going to make your life better. It's not going to be perfect, of course not. But when those bad moments hit, they're not going to hit as bad as they would hit if you had bad habits on top of it, if you understand what I mean. However, I just want to, even though it sounds like you're doing pretty good here, I just want to put a small parenthesis. Self-accountability. Love it. Super important. It's really important to acknowledge what we've done wrong, but it doesn't have to turn into punishment towards ourselves. So I hope it doesn't turn into that for you, because if not, it can actually become a bad habit in of itself. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, you're doing pretty good. You're doing really, really good. I'm proud of your growth. Reading tit. Hello again. I'm back from eating. What you eat? What you eat? There is a Cho-Cho. Sancho. Sancho. My rib. Sancho. Oh, I hear him. I hear him. It's not Pancho. Okay, I'm gonna get Sancho so you guys can see him, so I can continue concentrating. Okay, yeah. Quick Sancho. Quick Sancho before we keep going. Get IQ points, chat. Get IQ points. Are you feeling smarter? He smells like my mom right now. My mom smells really sweet, so I don't mind. Cute prize! Cute prize! Cute prize! Oh, I'm gonna give you a salmon jerky. Ooh, you love salmon jerky, Sancho. Cute prize! Here you go, salmon jerky. Enjoy your salmon jerky, Sancho. Okay, ready, tit. B, I just want to say that you covered this so well done. I just want to add a person who throws faith into the mix. I'm in the belief the idea that it's shameful and dirty only expedites the issue. I agree. Now, the idea is not to lust because it can skew your perspective on people and make social anxiety worse. And I feel like in most cases, people are searching for intimacy and not sex. I agree. There's a very, like, you can even have intimacy with someone without having sex. Obviously, we associate the word intimacy with sex, but you know, you can still have intimate moments with someone. And I think nowadays, because of social media, every social connection that we're often presented with is so surface level. Of course, we're craving intimacy. And I think a lot of that can translate into like porn addiction for some people as a result. So, yeah. But regardless of all this pressure on putting on yourself to quit is only scratching the rash. So, moderation instead. I agree. I agree. Are you guys feeling smarter? Yeah, exactly. Your brain's gonna blow up. Give yourself the grace that you are human and you aren't a sleazeback for feeling things. Part of time of us being so hard on ourselves only make our insecurities worse and compound. See, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, if we start hating ourselves because of, for example, like, of having an addiction, that might make the feelings that are making you have that addiction in the first place worse. So it makes you get deeper into that addiction. I'll speak with my personal experience on this. I had an addiction to... should I come clean with this? It's a therapy stream anyway, right? But I don't want to trigger anyone. There's news about Sandrone. She's alive, but she's cryo, not Geo. Yeah, I heard she's not going to be Geo for a long time. Well, this is my confession, and I want to say thank you. I wasn't hoping my confession was in between the first ones. I'm dealing with it all in the most mature way possible. You're doing good, Caleb. You're doing good. You're doing really, really good. Okay. Sandrone's cryo and a Claymore user. I hope she's not a main DPS. She probably will be, though. She probably will be. I don't know. I've heard she's Electro, then I heard she's cryo. Yeah. I'll leave on leak mode. Huh? Off-field? Oh, fuck yeah, because I still want to use my skirk. Sancho is addicted to Sam. Hi, Marys. Anyways, I'm gonna read the next confession. I'm gonna read the next confession. Next confession. Next confession. I miss my dad. I haven't talked to him in 3 years, but after what happened, it's too hard. Like, he told me people are gonna kill me. Okay. I don't have enough context here to offer advice, so I don't want to make any assumptions about what happened between you and your father, that you stopped talking to him. I don't want to assume anything about your relationship, of why you guys stopped talking. I know you told me here that he said that people are going to kill you, but again, I don't have enough context. So... first of all, missing someone a lot of the times and wanting to reach back out to them is just a feeling of grief in disguise. Why I use the word grief very purposefully, because sometimes we yearn for what could have been. I think a lot of us can relate to that here, where it's like, oh, what if I would have gotten along with this family member? How would our relationship be different? Maybe if I go back to them now and we talk things out, maybe things will be different now. You know, I think a lot of us have been in that situation. But, like I said, it's coming from a place of grief. And, you know, grief and boundaries can coexist between each other. Because oftentimes, we need to remember, why isn't that person in our lives anymore? Of course you're going to miss them. Of course you have this place in your heart for them. Of course there's a part of you that's like, man, I wish I were in the version of the universe, of the multiverse, where this person and I did have a good relationship. But that's not the reality we live in. So it is a feeling of a sense of loss. So that's why I use the word grief. And it's okay to miss them. It's understandable to miss them. Again, I don't have enough context here. Sometimes, yeah, relationships can be rekindled, but other times it depends. Again, I don't have enough context, but I think this advice can apply to a lot of us. However, I do want to say something more tactile, like advice that I can offer. Whenever you feel those feelings like, oh, I want to start talking to this person again, but let's say that person did hurt you, try writing a letter. Write a letter about what you want to say to that person, everything that's happened since the last time you saw them, everything that you wish you would have had with them, why you were hurt by that person, all of it. Just bleed onto the paper. Not literally, obviously. But don't send it. Stay with it, read it. If you think it's going to be better for you to send it, then sure. But give it a few days. Give it a year even. Stay with that letter. And if you think it'll be any help to the relationship with that person, then sure, send it. But a lot of times it's not. But at least you got your feelings out. So, yeah, because you can't really eliminate that feeling of grief. So, yeah. Reading chat. If you guys have anything that you want to say, feel free to do so. Sancho's addicted to salmon. Sometimes I'll say something here. Good life to all. Thank you. An Electro character for support will be on field. Maybe she'll be the only cryo character I actually build and use on my main. I have C6 Skirk, so I use her. I love Skirk. Nah, you should open up if you want to. Don't have to be the mediator of this. A lot of people's advice is pulling from personal experience. So I say feel free to share. When we get back on the topic of addiction, I can talk about my own experience, but I don't know. I don't want to make things about myself, you know? The streams are for you guys. Hear me out. Whenever Electro character from Sisnaya, Sandrone, Varka, and another Anemo Hexery. Apparently there will be a new version. I saw that. I hope that's true. Every time I try to reach out to someone like that, it's gone bad, so I learned my lesson. Yeah, you know, there was this one person that I wanted to approach and say sorry, but also, like, they fucked me up, you know? And, yeah, I think it was just grief. I wanted a version of events where things didn't go so badly, but they did go that badly. And that's the reality, and I can't change it. And I miss them because there were good memories with that person. Or that person meant something to me at that point in my life. But there's a reason they're no longer in my life, and I have to keep that in mind. So again, grief and boundaries can coexist. Writing letters is such a good idea. Honestly, I feel like people should always be keeping a diary, physical or digital, but the act of writing is good in terms of a medium to help you check in with yourself and process emotions. 100% agree. I think physical, I know it depends for everyone, but I think physical writing would be a lot better for some people because it gives you that, I don't know, it's different. It's tactile, I guess. That might be just me, but I really do be experiencing all my feelings and understand myself so much more after writing for like 17 minutes. No, deadass, same here. Same here. How much did you spend on C6 Skirk? I didn't do it in one go. Okay? Being addicted to Tyler for the hit game Genshin Impact, I am addicted, and I ain't gonna stop it. As soon as this oatmeal cools down, better fix everything that's wrong with me right now. Damn, I haven't eaten oatmeal in a while. Imagine if we get. Yeah, but I don't want to lug around paper and a pencil. Okay, then do it digitally, man. I don't know. I love writing. Give me a number. Wait, how many digits? How many digits? How many digits? Stellar Freeze, Stellar Merle, Stellar Swirl. Satan Dagi! No, motherfucker, I have a number. How much? Oh! 2. Chat, this is pretty helpful, TBH. Yay! I'm glad to hear that, MD Knight. Okay, next confession. Next confession. If not, I'll never finish, guys. Okay, this one's a doozy. I know it's short, but I kind of wrote a lot on this one. Like, look at all these notes. And I feel like this is one that we get on every stream. So, Satan Dagi. So, yeah. Voy a llevar a mi mamá a misa. Llévala pues. Porque tu mamá tiene misa hasta ahora. Yo sé que es más temprano donde tú estás, pero las misas no son por la mañana. No sé, no sé. This is a personal choice through and through. Only you can decide when you should walk away. There are times where I'll say it's objectively better to let things in the past. Remember, you don't have to accept someone's apology. You don't have to be the bigger person. You just have to be true to yourself. However, know that relationships like these can have a toll on your mental health, which would hinder you from creating bonds that would heal you. And a little sidebar, but this comment needs to be said. Okay, wait, Tyler's gonna say something else. I mean, yeah, I think it's important to. Two things can be true at the same time. Like, I think it's important to talk things out with people, even when they hurt you. Relationships can become stronger when someone hurts you and you talk about it. Because I feel like Gen Z is very walk away. Oh, this person's toxic, cut them off. Of course, it depends on the situation. Some things are really fucking bad. You cut them off. But it's important to converse. However, if it's taking away from you more than it is giving you, if it's not reciprocal, out. So yeah, I think that's important to keep in mind. I was gonna say, I feel like we haven't gotten an O. An O? I'm in love with my best friend in a while. Yeah, there we go. See, but she's busy in the morning. Ah, okay, I understand. Can Hyperbloom work with Lunar Bloom? I don't know. I haven't built teams like that. Hey, can I use the bathroom real quick? No! Don't go to the bathroom! Of course you can. Anyway, I don't know, Phantom, can you? You're channeling your inner English teacher with that one, Rose. Okay, next confession, because if not, I'm never gonna finish. I've been in love with this girl for a while, and I'm starting to think that I should tell her, but also that I shouldn't. Like, I don't want to lose the amazing friendship I have with her. But, like, I can't stop thinking about more than being just friends. What should I do? Okay. There's a lot to unpack here, even though it's a short confession. Because I am assuming you are a man who likes a girl. I'm just making an assumption here. You said girl, but you didn't say if you were a boy or girl. But, again, I'm just basing my advice on this. Sorry, I'm gonna chafe. Oh, fuck, my pen fell. Anyways. I'm just basing this because the gender dynamics are important for this conversation. I think I need to start with this. I think a lot of the time and I've talked about this in other streams, when there's a boy and a girl who are friends, the boy develops feelings for her, and he gets rejected anyway. And it's like, wait, what the fuck? I was a friend to this person, and I'm not saying you're gonna get rejected. We're gonna get to that soon. I'm just putting a scenario here. I put all this effort into being a friend with this person. I listened to her. I was a nice guy. And still she rejected me. What did I do wrong? I don't get it. But have you ever thought about what she felt? When she went to you, all that time and effort that she put on to you, perhaps she wasn't looking at you as a space for romantic feelings. She saw you as a friend. And then when you turned around and confessed to her, perhaps she felt betrayed. And I think that happens to a lot of women, and I think that also happens to a lot of men, where they don't understand why am I getting rejected despite being nice? It's not because you're not getting rejected because you're being nice. You're getting rejected because you're getting into friendships expecting a romantic prize, and perhaps the other person wasn't looking for that. So I think that's something that we need to address first. And because I think a lot of guys have made that mistake at some point in their lives. And hey, we're all living for the first time. I'm not shaming you for developing. You have no choice on your feelings. You develop feelings for someone. That's not something you choose. It just kind of happens, right? But also another thing I've mentioned on stream, I do think that a lot of men are lonely. And when they have a friendship where the girl is listening to them She's being nice. She's noticing him. She's showing up for him. It can feel like, oh my god, this is the love of my life. But perhaps it's not that she's the love of your life. It's just that someone's finally making space for you. And no one has done that for you before. And I think it's important to ask yourself, like, am I surrounding myself with people that never make space for me? Am I in love with her? Or do I just love being with her because she makes space for me? So I think it's important to take both things into consideration. So now on advice specifically for you, because I needed to say that first to get it out of the way. I think something very important to ask yourself is, do you genuinely value, and I am reading from my notes, do you genuinely value this friendship even if romance never happens? I think that's connecting to the topic that I was just addressing. Even if you don't get a reward in the end, would you still appreciate that friendship? Do you still value her as a human being? Even if there wasn't romantic feelings involved, is that friendship still worth it? Because that is going to tell you whether you were approaching this as a friendship or you were just seeing her as an opportunity. So, again, was the friendship a waiting room for romance or was it a friendship? The other thing is, and I think when I get questions like these, if you know you're not going to get rejected, if you know she has feelings for you, you wouldn't be sending me this. Usually when people send me something like this, they're asking me how do I handle rejection? You know, I think what people fear the most is rejection. And of course, we all fear rejection. Being rejected sucks. But when people ask me this, they're asking me this because they want to know how to handle feelings of rejection. So I think it's very important to prepare for any outcome. Whether she rejects you or she accepts you and is also in love with you, great, dandy, amazing. But we're talking about this deeply because there's a chance you'll get rejected. Of course, there's always that chance in there. I hope not. I hope she's in love with you too. I hope there's the start of an amazing love story. But again, when I get questions like this, it is coming from a place of fear. So I am trying to give you advice on that fear. So consider her context. I think this is something really important. When you became friends with her, was she looking for a relationship? Does she like someone? Do you know enough about her to even be in love with her in the first place? Because I think also a mistake a lot of men make. They fall in love with an idea, not with the woman. They fall in love with the feeling that she gives him, not with her. Do you know anything about her? Because, you know, I've had guys confess to me, and I'm channeling my woman here to tell you this. I've had guys confess to me that have barely spoken to me. And if I were to ask them anything about me, they don't know the first thing about me. Again, they fell in love with an idea. They projected that idea. They fell in love with a fantasy, not with me. So, and also, if you fall in love with a fantasy and still get into a relationship with that person, you're just setting yourself up for a disappointment. So that's something really important to ask yourself. Also, when you do get to the confession section, try to not emotional dump on her, because I feel like a lot of confessions end up turning into like dumping your emotions onto that person and making them feel responsible for them. So don't expect anything. Like when I say don't expect anything, I literally mean walk into it expecting absolutely nothing. Don't expect rejection. Don't accept a confession from her. Don't expect anything. I think that's just going to make it better for you, and that way she doesn't feel responsible for your emotions. If you don't feel ready for any outcome, whether it be rejection or acceptance, don't confess until you do, okay? You have to, again, I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on this. You need to prepare yourself for any outcome. If not, like, manage those emotions first. Try to, work with your emotions, sit with your own emotions, ask yourself questions, watch a movie, write a letter. Spill all your feelings out in a safe place. So, okay. And again, I'm going to read here. Feelings are not a crime. They're yours to carry responsibly. Ooh, I kind of cooked with that line, didn't I? like I said, you don't really control who you're gonna fall in love with. You can't control that. Love is not a choice. I feel like we've established that in the 21st century, haven't we? You don't really choose who you fall in love with. It's not a crime to be in love with your friend. But you need to be responsible about them. You can't externalize them. And because I feel like a lot of people get rejected and then they make the other person feel bad for rejecting them. But what do you prefer? Do you prefer for that person to lie to you and tell you, oh yeah, I like you, but they don't actually like you and everything's built on a lie? And then they cheat on you or something, you know? Like, that's not something we want. We need to be accepting of the fact that rejection is ultimately a good thing in the long run. Because maybe, okay, yeah, that person rejected you, but maybe the next person that comes over is going to be way better. So, there's that. And also, tell her only if you can make sure that you don't make her feel responsible for your self-worth. Don't base your self-worth on whether she likes you or not. That's going to tell you if this is infatuation, obsession, or actual love. If you're basing your confidence, your self-esteem, and your value only from one person, you're setting yourself up for failure whether she accepts you or not. You can't expect... You know, I know there's this, like, meme online where we tell people, oh my god, she can fix me. He can fix me. No, he can't. No, she can't. No one person can fix you. Okay? Like, community, yourself, your friends, the things you do, the habits you build, those are the things that fix you, not one person. Okay? So you need to, like, get that mentality out of it if you do have it. Also, respect either answer fully. If you really love this person, you'd accept it no matter what. So, yeah, that's my main advice here. I hope I don't come off as a pessimist. I really do hope that this person is able to reciprocate. Of course I do. But even if she doesn't, I hope the friendship stays alive. So that's why it's important that when you do confess, if you do choose to confess, that you do so responsibly and that you don't expect her to fix anything. Don't make it awkward afterwards. So yeah. I hope all of that made sense. I'm gonna read the chat now. I'm gonna read the chat because I was yapping there for a bit. He's got to perch properly to respond to this one. Yeah, exactly. Being alone is not a punishment. It's better to keep your peace in the valley of silence than get caught in the turmoil that only sends you down, spiraling a rabbit hole of futile problem solving that were never yours. I agree. There's a saying in Spanish that's es mejor estar solo que mal acompañado. It's better to be alone than in bad company. So yeah, like I said, it's other people's emotions can't be solely your responsibility. Of course, we can build a support system and help each other, but over-reliance is dangerous and it's setting you up for failure. Dog, don't do this. Trust. Every guy has made this mistake at one point or another. Yup. I made this mistake in 8th grade and haven't done it ever since. And I rarely get crushes anymore. Can I be honest with you guys? And can I be dead ass? Can I be dead ass about something that happened to me? But I hate you. I can't sleep. It's not my fault. I hope you sleep. But I also feel we overvalue romantic relationships. If you have a genuine connection with a girl, that's platonic. Keep it, because those friendships are rare and valuable. Yeah, I do think that it's kind of toxic that some people cannot be friends with people of the opposite sex. If you're externalizing your lust like that, that's a you problem, not a woman problem. I know that's a hard pill to swallow for some people. But yeah, if you can't have friends of the opposite sex and you confess to every single person who becomes your friend and you're complaining like, oh, but I'm a nice guy. Bro, you're the problem. You are the problem. You're the problem. And it's okay. Sometimes we are the problem. But do something about it. Don't stay in that chamber of doom. You're not doomed. You can fix that. Am I in love or do I feel emotionally safe and fulfilled? The eternal question. Exactly. I think it's important for all of us to like sit down with our feelings and be like, okay, what feelings are romantic, which ones are platonic, which do I have a crush on this person? Is it a romantic crush? Is it a sexual attraction? Do I just want to be their friend? Do I just think they're pretty? Like, I think it's important to ask ourselves that. Because if you get into a relationship with someone that you don't actually have, like, all-encompassing feelings for, you're gonna, like, end up not having a good relationship with them, you know? Naughty2, thank you for following! It's important to understand, though, that we control what we do after we feel something. Exactly. Like, your feelings can have, and the way you externalize them can have consequences. And those are for you to carry, not the other person. I feel like this also applies to parasocial. Yep, absolutely. I feel like a lot of the time that when people have crushes on someone, it can be low-key parasocial. It doesn't even have to be, like, just with Twitch or, like, celebrities. You can be parasocial with someone that you know in real life. Oh, dude, that happened to me before. My ex did exactly that. He told me he loved me, and then he said he wasn't sure he did when we started dating, and he cheated on me in multiple. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that happened. But yeah, though, that's happened so much. Like, sometimes someone will confess to you, and they'll be pining for you, and they love you so much. But then they get into a relationship with you, and I think they realize, like, oh, maybe I wasn't deeply in love with them. Maybe it was just like a surface level thing, or maybe it was just sexual attraction. But now I'm in a relationship with them, and oops, now I'm cheating because I don't feel fulfilled. So yeah. Also, I'm insecure. So yeah. Just a quick heads up. Wait, I'm reading this, Rose. People who 100% be willing to talk to you about just whatever is bothering you privately, but be aware that he's very busy and it takes him a while to respond. Yeah, that's true. If you need a timely response, he may not be the best person to rely on. Perhaps you should also consider talking to someone else about it. Lots of us in the server are willing to talk. Thank you, Rose. I wish I were the type of person that could, like, tend to everyone's needs at a timely manner. I wish. And I really do try. But it's a lot of people. I'm one person. I also take care of family stuff and work stuff and streaming stuff. So yeah. Thank you for putting that out there, Rose. Oatmeal is cooled down. B, Muffin, Manny Boy, Jesus, Phantom, and Tyler. Come bless my oatmeal real quick. Nuts! There you go. It's blessed. Hi, Ravon Keist. How are you? Yes, what did you want to say? Wait, I already forgot. I listened to all of B's recent responses. She's spitting. I didn't want to interrupt. Thank you, Revankis. I mean, I've done this mistake before too. TVH, it was a good thing that it didn't work out because the girl I liked never showed that the part people liked less. And it wasn't her fault that she had genuine problems. I hope she got the help she needed, but I'm happy it didn't work out. Yeah, sometimes it's better off if it doesn't work out. Like, it's a good riddance, you know? Although, when you get into a relationship with someone, that person's not going to be perfect the same way you're not going to be perfect. It's important to have external sources that help you improve. But also, relationships can make people grow off of each other. But don't let your growth only come from one relationship, okay? That's the thing I hate about crushes, that it becomes parasocial. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times crushes become parasocial. Like, you build a fantasy version of this person that's not them. It's an idea, not a person. Actually, that's how I got my first GF. She liked me, and we started dating, but I realized I didn't like her. And just like that, someone liked me. Yeah, I feel like that happens with a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people also, I'm not saying this about you, Rose, I'm saying this about people I know, just can't bear the thought of being alone. And they get into a relationship just because they want company. But I don't think that's healthy either, because you're kind of... I feel like those people end up taking advantage of that person in a way. I said bless my oatmeal, not launch a missile strike at it. Come on, it was a blessing. Senosia, thank you for following. Ironek, thank you for following. The saying that it's good riddance when don't let the door hit the butt on the way out. No, don't worry. You can say that about me. I was like that for a long while. Bro, really the best part of my one message. What do you mean? Welcome back, Manny. Báñese pues. Okay. There was a time where I didn't fully know I was ace. But also, that doesn't eliminate that I felt something special about this person. And I've never talked about this on stream, but I think this is the only time in my life where I felt like I really like someone in a non. I don't know. Because it's never repeated itself. It's never repeated itself. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. Because I don't know if it applies to what we're talking about here. But this person, like, I'm not gonna give you guys the whole backstory. I was a kid. I was like 14, 15 years old. And this person, I kind of felt something. I don't know. It wasn't really sexual. I don't know if it was romantic either, but I felt something. And I don't know how to put it into words. So perhaps it was romantic. I don't know. We don't know these things, don't we? But I do remember that I did confess to this person. And not gonna lie, I was so immature at that age, but I was straight up cooking when I confessed to them. Because he was in love with my best friend. And not only that, my best friend liked him too! And I felt like fucking crap for developing feelings for that person. And I was like, when I told, yeah, it was a dude. Believe it or not, it was a dude, guys. Okay, I'm telling you guys the story. Recreate it. Quite literally the plot of White Nights. Yes! I read White Nights the other day. Anyways. Why am this is kind of embarrassing. I feel I'm gonna read some of the messages here, but I'm gonna finish the story first because I feel like I'm gonna forget it. But yeah, this person felt special to me for some fucking reason. I know why. Here's the thing. This was probably in the point in my life where I was getting bullied the most. There was this girl in my school that really, she really went out of her way bullying me. She almost got me expelled and everything because she literally told everyone in class that I was a sex worker and that I did drugs at 13. And all of the parents believed it. And all the parents started telling their kids to not hang out with me. And then it went up to the principal, and I almost got kicked out. I didn't because they took me to, like, get drug tests. They took me to, like, a therapist to clear me. And it was all fake. But anyway, she was a really bad person. And she bullied me a lot. And a lot of people would, you know how kids are. They see one person being mean to one person, and, like, kids will join in. I don't blame them. They were all stupid kids. I was also a stupid kid. And he was the only person that would ever stand up for me. Like, ever. And, low-key, I'm getting kind of emotional. But yeah, he was the only person that had ever in my entire life of being bullied. But didn't just, like, stand up for me. Like, he would, like, go out of his way to, like, not make me feel alone. Because he always saw that I would sit back in the back of the classroom with my iPad. And he would, like, sit next to me. And, I don't know, he didn't think I was weird because I liked anime or anything like that. He would, like, ask me questions about it, and he would be really engaged about it. And that had never happened to me in my life. So again, this kind of connected to what I was saying about, does this person just make me feel safe and seen? And I've never felt that in my entire life. So that's why I say, like, I don't even know what these feelings were. But yeah, he just made me feel seen. And made me feel like, wow, I'm not in the wrong. He's defending me. And he didn't make me feel alone. Like, for example, there were times where, like, oh, choose a partner. You know, like when the teacher's like, everyone choose a partner. And no one would ever choose me. No one ever wanted to be in a team with me, but he would choose to be with me. And he made me feel smart. He made me feel like I wasn't a piece of shit. And I'd never felt that before. So yeah, I kind of felt like, oh my god, am I getting a crush on him? And I felt really bad because there was, like, this girl, she was my friend. she wasn't in the same classroom as me. She didn't have the same friend group as me. So yeah, it's a complicated, convoluted story. But she liked him, and I also knew that he liked her, and I felt like crap. I felt like the worst person ever for for being confused. So I told him, like, hey, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I think I have feelings for you. But don't say anything. Because I know you're in love with someone else. And he was like, yeah, I am. And I was like, okay, I'm not expecting anything from you right now. I just need to tell this to you. Because if I don't let it out, it's just gonna stay inside me, and it's gonna harbor in there, and it's gonna make me feel sad and weird. So I need to tell you. But the person you love is someone I really, really love. And you're also someone that I kind of love. And I would really like it if you guys both loved each other and were happy together, loving each other. So I set them up on a date. And then I told my best friend, before I set them up on the date, I did tell my best friend, like, hey, by the way, I feel this, but don't worry. I'm not here to intervene or anything, and I'm not here to try to be like, hey, girl code, if I like this guy, you can't date him. I was like, girl, this is gonna blow over. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna harbor any negative feelings towards you, I promise. I want you guys to be happy. And they did date for a bit, but it kind of failed. And they never ended up getting into a relationship. But I don't regret at all the way I did things. I feel like, not gonna lie, that was so mature of me for a 14-year-old. Like, holy shit. Like, but one thing I can say is that a few years later, when we were in senior year, that guy, he was having a conversation with me, and with his best friend. We were like sitting together, and he told me, like, hey, I never forgot about that, like, and I always think about you really, really positively because of that. And that tells me, like, you really have a good heart, and I can never think anything negatively of you because of the way you acted in that situation. And I never fucking forgot that. Oh my god. I never fucking forgot that, because that was the first time anyone had ever, like, acknowledged that because I feel like I'm very altruistic sometimes. Like, I do things, like, I do the right thing, but yeah, I don't do the right thing to get noticed by people, or I don't even need people to say thank you, but the fact that he did felt really good. And it kind of made me realize that I liked being praised. And I didn't realize it because I was always like the butt of the joke in every friend group. But anyways, I still think about him really positively. Anyways, I've never told you guys this story because I'm kind of embarrassed about it. But here you go. That's my high school story. I hope you guys don't think anything weird about me now. I feel like I've never told anyone that. I've literally never told anyone that. Oh my god. Except my best friend, because she was, yeah. Anyways. Reading chat, because there were a few paragraphs up there that I hadn't read. Okay, still on this topic. Wait, I'm gonna read the recent chats first and then go back. I feel like that makes more sense. We unlocking lore. Let's go. Good lore story. Lost pages type shit. Yeah, that I felt like I had to reach down in a very deep part of my soul that I never go near to say that. I still feel kind of embarrassed when I think about that. At 13, they tried to get me expelled too. I feel you, man. Yeah, you know the pain. I'm sorry that happened. That really sucked when that happened. It sounds like a setup where bully circumstances is one filter towards a person, but secretly is a psyop move. Yep. Bro, I did that to my boy, and I'm glad everything worked out. He's really happy with her, and I just wish I had to tell her how much I loved him, TBH. Not gonna lie, I'm really happy I did tell the both of them. I know in another situation that could have been really, really awkward, but the way I told them didn't make them feel awkward, I think. 14-year-old B was much more mature than I was at 14. Guys, I fell into the abyss when I was 13. I fell into the abyss when I was 13 and a half. And that changed me. That changed my brain chemistry. It was horrible. It was, when I say I fell into the abyss, if you know Tartaglia's lore, and you know that it's an allegory for something, anyways, developing a crush on someone who has a partner sucks. Developing a crush on a friend really sucks. Developing a crush on someone who's your friend and whose partner is also your friend, nightmarish. Yup. I forgot I was supposed to go shower. I don't stink, but hi, Johan. It's just like your wife. Man, they started saying I beat on women and what? This is my dad. Oh. Yeah, kids really suck sometimes. Kids really fucking suck. And the rumors are actually crazy. Like, why did so many people believe that? But again, kids are malleable. And parents are often not as mature as they ought to be. Anyways, I'm gonna go back and read the other stuff. Okay. I have a friend that was deeply in love with a girl for months, and she gave him a chance, so they started dating, just for him to slowly not care about her. I think it's this perfect example of you were explaining. He really thought it was platonic love, and it really ended up being a mess. They just broke up after a few months. Okay, I actually have experience with this. When I was like, I want to say when I was like 15, more or less. I don't know how old I was, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't have a time lapse for this, but I realized that, hey, I might be on the asexuality spectrum. So I didn't really like experiment and stuff like that. But then when I got a little older, people started like pressuring me more, and they were like, hey, you better get into romantic relationships and stuff, because how do you know that you're asexual if you haven't tried anything? Okay? So I kind of was like, okay, sure, you're maybe right. I don't know. I was stupid, by the way. Big mistake. I was also a pushover, which I have talked about before. I used to have a problem with saying no. I just literally couldn't say no, and I would allow people to step on me and to like walk over me and take advantage of me, and I wouldn't defend myself. So there was this guy, I kind of briefly told you guys that I was in a relationship once. And this guy, he was in love with me. But we'll get there. And I'm not going to say the full story now, because if not, we're going to deviate too much and I'm never going to finish. And I feel like we've been on this question for so long. But he was not in love with me. That man was not in love with me. And here's the thing. I accepted his confession because I was such a fucking pushover that I felt bad for rejecting him. So I was like, I can't reject him. That's going to make him feel bad. I guess I'm going to get into a relationship that I don't actually want to be in. Make it make sense, young B. Make it make sense. I was such a fucking pushover. I know this was really bad. This is really bad. I know that's really bad. But anyways, I'm very ashamed that that happened. But also, on what Rafa was saying, he made my life fucking miserable. First of all, after we were like in the relationship, he was like, I only, like he basically told me he only liked me for my looks. He did not know the first thing about me. Remember what I was saying before? Like, oh, a lot of times you like the idea of someone, or you're just attracted to someone, but that doesn't mean you're in love with them. They were, yeah, they made my life miserable. And then the relationship ended. But that's lore. There's a lot of lore. Oh my god. Why did I start saying this? There's a lot of lore in there. Trust. No, please give us the whole backstory. I love the lore dropped. One of my worst traits is basing my self-worth on what other people think of me. I've been there too. And it is something to work on, but you're not doomed. I never hide who I am, and I preach be yourself, but I deeply fear what others think of me because I'm insecure as fuck. I've definitely gotten better at it, and it's a bit of a bad habit, you know? Yeah, it's like a lot of the time, insecurities are just bad habits that we build for ourselves. The brain doesn't know how to differentiate like self-deprecating jokes and like the real deal, you know? So I think it's important to build habits that add to you seeing your self-worth. And okay, I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I don't like myself because I'm stupid." Then do things to make yourself smarter. I know that sounds like kind of like, huh? Like, because you know what? If you're not genuinely building habits to make yourself better, then of course you're gonna grow insecurities. But also, the negative self-talk is never gonna, like, you're just never gonna be satisfied with yourself. So, build a balance. There's a balance in there, I promise. I promise. Damn, that's a long time ago. Whoa, 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 what? Quite literally the plot of White Knights. It was a dude. Was it Tartaglia? Not gonna lie, that guy, he didn't look like a Puerto Rican. He didn't look like a Puerto Rican at all. Like, he was really white, and he had blue eyes and, like, blonde hair. And he turned into a fuckboy, so I guess me and my best friend both dodged a bullet, didn't we? They tried to ungay you. Yo, that can actually put someone in hella legal problem. I'm really glad he was in your life to help you defend you. He sounds like a great person. He was a great person. He was a great person. I'm really sad he turned into a fuckboy though. That's really, like, that really sucks because he was really kind, and I still have positive feelings for him. I hope he's doing well because he's really smart. I remember that, like, we would talk and he would know really niche things, like philosophy things, and he liked the same bands as me, and I was like, bro, you're, like, actually so fucking cool. Why are you hanging out with the popular kids? They suck. Like, bro, I did that to my boy, and I'm glad everything worked out. Oh wait, I read those. Okay, I'm catching up. My dad is a great guy, by the way. Yeah, 13-year-old me didn't give a shit, so it's fine. I wish I didn't give a shit when I was 13. This sort of thing happened to me so many times when I first come out to some people. I'm bi, but some of my LGBT friends for some reason expected me to get in a relationship with men more than women. And I'm so annoyed by it to this day. Yeah. Like, I feel like for bi men, if you're in a relationship with a woman, you're not bi, you're straight. I feel like this goes for bi people in general, because I have a friend who's bi, and she's constantly experiencing that. Like, she's in a relationship with a woman now, but people are like, oh, you're a lesbian. You're just confused. You're not bi. Like, oh my god. Can we be for real right now? As if the point of being bi isn't that I like men and women. Exactly. Lore on Kofi. I'm supposed to be showering, but you keep throwing in lore. Wait, you want me to... Okay, do you want me to read it in private? The only thing I'm insecure about is my looks, which is why I started working out, which made it worse. See, you can't harbor a negative relationship with him. Okay. When I first started working out, like, I started working out because I wanted to look better, because I thought that being skinny is equal to being pretty. But that's toxic. That's toxic. And I'm never going to be satisfied with myself. I'm just setting myself up to get an eating disorder and body dysmorphia. So, work out. That's great for you. Do it. Work out. But don't attach your self-worth to working out. That's where it becomes dangerous. The fuckboy part sucks. Yeah, that made me really sad. And also, he was doing coke, apparently. That's also really sad. That's also really sad. Because I really want him to live a good life. He was a really good guy. No, give me the lore on Kofi. Ah! Yeah, he was doing coke. Again, he was a rich kid. But I wish I was skinny. I'm 100 kg right now. I think it's more important to focus your energies on being healthy rather than looking a certain body type. Why do so many people in your life do coke? Apparently everyone fucking does coke. Why does everyone do coke? Like, what the fuck? I don't do coke. Anyways, next confession, because we've been on this one for a fucking while. Holy moly. Okay, this is the last one I took notes on, I think. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's the one before the last one I took notes on. Being trans fucking sucks. I wish I looked like a woman and do cute cosplays. I think maybe a lot of people have experienced gender dysphoria here, or if you're not experiencing gender dysphoria, perhaps you're experiencing body dysphoria. And also, gender dysphoria doesn't only happen to people who are trans. You can be a cisgender man and experience gender dysphoria because you think you look too feminine. Or same thing with cisgender women, that you feel like you look masculine but you want to look more feminine. That's gender dysphoria. It can happen to anyone regardless of whether they're trans or not. I thought that was important to say. Gender dysphoria is a bitch. I experience it. I've had a lot of gender troubles, especially in my adulthood. I feel like I've had a lot of gender troubles, and I still do. I think I said it on another stream that I feel sometimes that I'm like an emasculated man. Like sometimes I feel like the parts of myself that I hate the most are the parts that make me a woman. And sometimes I think about the worst things that have happened in my life, and they wouldn't have happened if I weren't a woman, you know? So there is trauma attached to it, of course, but also that sense of confidence that I get when I do experiment with masculinity, that's also real, you know? So two things can be true at the same time. But gender dysphoria is not truth. Of course, I do need to say this, and sorry. There are therapists that work with people who are experiencing legitimate feelings of gender dysphoria. If you think therapy is something that might help you, then yes. Also, medical transitioning is something that you can work with a doctor and all that stuff. So yeah, sorry, I have to get that out of the way. It's kind of like a just in case. But yeah, gender dysphoria is a cruel narrator. It's not your truth. And you know what? I'm not even going to say gender dysphoria. I'm going to say dysphoria in general. Sometimes we look at ourselves in the mirror and like, oh my god, I'm fat. Or I'm too skinny. Or I'm ugly. I'm not feminine enough. I'm not masculine enough. Even not with our physical sense. Imposter syndrome. I'm not smart. I'm not capable. We tell ourselves these things as if they were true. Because to us, it feels true. Our bodies make it feel so true. It makes us feel like it's reality, even when it's not. It points at one feature about you. It points at one mistake you made. It points at a low point in your life. And it makes you feel that discounts all the other parts about you. Like, for example, you make a mistake and now you're stupid. Does that make sense? That doesn't make logical sense. Of course it doesn't make logical sense. Making one mistake doesn't make you stupid. It means you're human. You know, but it's easy for that insecurity to tell us and to erase all the good. And now on the topic of gender dysphoria, since we're there, it's easy to look at a feature, like a physical feature of ourselves, and be like, and I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. I don't look like a woman. I don't look like a man. I don't look feminine enough. Like, for example, and speaking from experience, when I did Tartaglia's cosplay, male Tartaglia, and also when I tried on Zhongli's cosplay, I was so fucking excited because I felt great. I felt amazing. And then I looked at myself in the mirror, and my pants were not loose enough because I have hips. I'm a Latino woman. I have hips. I have a booty. I hate it, but it's my body. And suddenly I'm not feeling so masculine anymore. So suddenly the only part of myself that I could see are my hips. Even though I took hours to do my makeup and I really look masculine, my shoulders feel broad. I feel just like Zhongli. But I look at the bottom half of my body and I feel like shit now. And it erased all the good. You know, so it's easy to point at one thing and make it erase the rest. I wish I could get surgery. Of course I would. I do. I wish I could, like, reduce the size of my hips and my butt. Like, I'll be really honest. That is something I legitimately wish I could afford. It would make me feel so much better about myself. But that's not a reality for me. So I have to work with what I have. And I don't know if medical transition or social transition or aesthetic transition is something that you want for yourself or is accessible to you. So you have to work with what you have, depending on what kind of transition you want and what you can have. So you don't need to conform to a certain type of femininity in order to be valid. You don't owe anyone any kind of femininity. Or same thing with body dysmorphia. Like, you don't owe anyone a certain body type. That's your experience with your body. And it's the only body we get, so we need to work with what we have. And there was something I was going to say on this. Okay. On the topic of, like, when I put that Zhongli cosplay and suddenly I'm Zhongli, but I have birthing hips. And it makes me hate myself. Why can't I be Zhongli with birthing hips? I have them. That doesn't take away from all the other masculine tropes, things I have. Traits, that's the word I was looking for. Why can't I be a man who has bigger hips? Why can't you be a woman who has masculine traits? The version of femininity and masculinity is a social construct. You know, we can't let society define gender norms. Because let's be real, as people who are trans or people who are, like, you know, in the trans umbrella, I feel like we have a deeper understanding of these things. Society doesn't. So who cares about what they perceive? You know? Because they don't really think about it that deeply. It's the truth. They're just here to judge, and who cares about what they think? So just work with what you have. However, that being said, I know sometimes it can be unbearable, like it is for me with my hips. I'll be really honest. I don't like being Zhongli with birthing hips. I hate it. So I stopped wearing things that emphasize it. I work with what I have. I wear looser pants if I am going to do a male cosplay, and it makes me feel way better about myself. So I can't be Zhongli with the tight pants, but at least the loose pants make space for my two dicks. You know? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? I don't know. Anyways, you don't need to look a certain way to fit societal norms. You can still be a woman and do cute cosplays. I don't know what you're working with currently, but I'm sure you can. I promise that you can. There's so many advice forums on this, especially with trans women. There's a lot of online spaces that are dedicated to, like, makeup tricks, hip pads, breast pads, corsets, frilly dresses, cute cosplays, whatever it may be. Trust me, there's resources. Trust. Drag queens, amazing resource, by the way. Drag kings also, the other way around. So anyways, reading chat. Okay. There's a lot of, you guys are chatting with each other. You made a steak? A steak? My FYP fell in the invisive rain rot again. I kind of want to cut, but I'm still halfway through the bulk. But I hate looking fat. Wait, what do you mean by that? Me neither. Although I knew someone who did it, apparently now sold it. Coke? I'm cooking right now while listening to me. What are you cooking? Zhong Femme is a thing. Since he's an Archon, he can choose the way he looks. I've done Femme Zhongli before. That was the first time I showed cleavage for a cosplay. It felt very scandalous. This isn't something I experienced, so I won't speak on it, but the way you explain it, I sympathize with it. And for you as well, anonymous messenger, you deserve to feel comfortable in your skin. Thank you, Tyler. I think a lot of us have experienced similar feelings, even if it's not coming from a trans perspective. No, yeah, you explained it perfectly as always. It's just hard to explain, but you did great. Thank you, Rose. Don't give me the hope to cosplay. Do it! I have a trans friend, and she invited me in her server Discord, and I'm the only cis person. Feels strange. B, I want to say at this moment, I have to say, you are not bad with words. The way you've discussed these topics is so thorough and well explained that I will no longer be accepting you're bad with words. You're like Batman. LMAO. If you have prep time and mental capacity at the time to sit down and cover the subject, you do very well. So proud to call you a role model in my life. You just have to remember you're autistic, so give yourself time to process things. Because you do so well. Thank you. No, honestly, okay, I'm gonna give myself words of niceness, which is very difficult for myself to do because you guys know I kind of hate myself. But I think I've been doing well with these confessions because I took the time to read the ones that were sent to me before the stream, and I got a bunch of them while we're streaming, so I hope I'm still as good with the next ones. But like I said, I took notes. I sat down with them, I processed my emotions, and I really wanted to offer genuine advice. So I'm glad that it resonated with you. I really appreciate it. Sometimes society norms are only there to be ignored. The only thing that matters is your inner spark. And yeah, honestly, as long as you're not hurting anyone, who cares about what a fucking ignorant bigot thinks about you, you know? I'm going to sleep. Fuck it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Love you too. Love you too. Yeah, you're 100%, you're not alone in the struggle. And some of the most creative fuckers have figured out how to make masked body look feminine and vice versa. There's so many things you can do, but also, yeah, some women can look a bit masked. Do the cosplay. A lot of people probably don't notice the parts you're... Yeah, that's the other thing. All the negative things we notice about ourselves, we hyper-focus on it. Because we're living in our own shoes. Of course, we're going to focus more on our own flaws. So, yeah, most people are not really thinking about it that deeply. And if they are, why the fuck are they thinking about someone else's appearance that deeply? Doesn't that say a lot about them? And how immature they are, and maybe you don't want them in your life? I don't know. By the way, the missile strike really did end up blessing the fuck. Hell yeah! Not gonna lie, I make some dead-ass oatmeal, guys. My oatmeal tastes amazing. I make really good oatmeal. Anyways, next confession! Next confession! Okay, this one will be a palate cleanser, I guess. It annoys me when customers come to my shop with the latest, newest car and then complain that it's going to cost a lot. You don't need the latest or newest cars/trucks to impress anyone. I ain't saying you can't buy parts for cheap, but don't expect parts to be cheap as a 2000 Honda Civic, as new cars have more technology than parts. Working in retail fucking sucks, and dealing with stupid customers fucking sucks. Has anyone here worked in retail? I know a lot of you guys have. Honestly, it takes a lot of patience. For me at Sephora, it really drove me nuts when someone was like, oh my god, Sephora's so expensive, and they would still buy the fucking $40 foundation. Like, ma'am, you don't need to buy a $40 foundation. You know you can go to Walgreens and buy a $10 foundation. Like, you don't need to do this. I don't know. I'm so shocked at all the people who came to the Italian restaurant I worked at with a garlic. What? Is that for real? Retail is very annoying. I hate it when they come last minute. That used to happen to me a lot. Like, Sephora closed at 9 p.m. and people would show up at 8:57. Guys, I'm gonna go pee, so how about you guys chat with each other while I go pee? Wait, Pando.
Welcome Rafa_R0101. Welcome Marius_Vi. Welcome Marshallx_. Welcome Silly Lynn.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. Sorry. I was peeing. But also I kind of want a snack. I also kind of want a snack. So wait. I already know what I'm going to eat. You guys need to get on this shit. You guys need to... All my healthy people out there, all my people that like dates, get on this shit. So, okay, wait, guys. Hey, back, I'm Rafa. That's such a manny boy thing to say, Rafa. Okay. You guys, I love that you guys actually were talking to each other about retail. That actually makes me really happy that you guys stayed talking to each other. Dates, right? I like that dates kind of look like cockroaches or bugs. I like insects. Okay, I'm gonna cut them in half, and I'm gonna put peanut butter on them. It's the best fucking snack ever. Amazing snack, by the way. Wait, don't cry. Don't cry, okay? I'm here. I just really want a snack, okay? I want a healthy snack. And I've been eating this for a while. This doesn't count as a struggle meal because it's healthy. It's healthy, okay? Don't criticize me. Don't criticize me. I'm gonna use that crunchy peanut butter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait! I'm here. I just needed a little bit of a break from reading, and also I want a snack, okay? Okay? Stop. You're crying. I'm not even seeing the chat right now, but I know you guys are crying. You guys are like children. I can't leave you unattended for a few minutes. You guys start crying and complaining and all of it. Okay. I'm sorry. I was putting peanut butter on it. I'm gonna eat it with a fork. Wait, okay. Now I'm done. This is not a struggle meal. Okay, I'm here. Cries harder. Wait, where's B? Every meal is a struggle meal where you're tired as fuck. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry I ain't talking much. No worries. You're doing really good, Tyler. I thought you were talking plenty. The paragraphs you've sent are really good, so. This made me remember I got a friend that did an internship in a retail, and it made a customer start to walk towards him, and he fled to the storage to avoid them. Not gonna lie, I kind of did the same thing. There were a few customers at Sephora that were kind of weird, and I would avoid them. Thank you, Dual Tunnels, Dad. Thank you. I'm wearing jeans. Yeah, y'all like them? Ta-da! Jeans, baby jeans. My head is about to explode. I felt the same. Wait. I'm gonna show the outfit properly. Again. Do I look Y2K? You like it? You like it? You like it? Ta-da! Your mom misses you a lot. I saw my mom like 4 hours ago. Dead ass. My bestie has an outfit just like that. She's Y2K? Bro, no es de los 2000s. What do you mean? Don't forget to scroll up to see other messages. We're always hilarious. Let me eat my little snack. Wait, actually I can... Since they're not serious. Not you, B. I'm talking to my son. Ah! I'm reading them in my head. Because I'm eating. Honestly, I kind of prefer an office job than working retail. But I feel like someone that works an office job is going to tell me, no, you don't. So have you worked retail, though? This doesn't look appetizing, probably. It's good, I swear. It gives me the chance to eat peanut butter. Oh, fuck. Tancho. No. I mean, you can have a piece of peanut butter. You can eat that. But ja. People are always so fucking stupid and they lower that. No, for real. Like, people are fucking dumb. I didn't realize just how dumb the common person is until I worked retail. But sleep 8 hours, Jotaro. Sleep enough. Okay. Sancho, don't make me... I'm eating peanut butter. I'm eating dates with peanut butter. Hi, Spout. I worked at Sephora. Okay, I'm done. Wait. Hi, Spout. Hi. Wait. Gotta love the struggle meal of dates with peanut butter. How is your hair gonna grow back if you don't rest? You know what? It's grown plenty. I never sleep 8 hours unless it's a... Bro, that's not good for you. Wait. That was kind of like a restorative break. Because I went to pee, I grabbed a snack, I'm drinking tea, I'm not reading something, and I feel like more energized. Holy shit! I got 47 messages now. I feel like some of those have to be people trolling probably, so it's okay. It's okay. If I don't finish these today, which I want to, I can just keep going tomorrow. Yeah, someone's trolling for sure. Wait, I think someone's trolling on the messages because there are way too many responses coming in very quickly. Okay, wait, let me write down where we left off. Wait, guys, someone's spamming. Someone is spamming. Let me ban them. Fuck. Yep. Oh. That makes me feel great about myself. Wow. Wait, guys. You know, when these things happen, I have to wonder who in the chat would say something like that about me, you know? I do have to wonder that. Especially when we're having such a nice conversation. They're saying very explicit things. They're saying very... It can be either someone from Instagram or someone from... No, I'm not gonna put this publicly because I'm just gonna give them what they want, you know? I'm sorry, I'm deleting them as we speak. Yup. This person thinks they're real fucking funny. Oh my god, I'm so funny. I'm the most hilarious person in the planet. Yeah, actually, this is Google. Like, the reason I do the Google Doc is because you can literally track their IP. Y'all forget that Ivany and I are tech people. Like, we got someone platform banned from Twitch. Like, I can get this person also platform banned from Twitch. Like, we've done that before. Sorry. Sorry, but we're not sorry. We're not sorry. Anyways. Yeah, this person is still spamming, and I'm not gonna waste any more time on that so I can keep reading. So yeah, I'll just... What do you mean tech people? I'm a data scientist, and he's a... Oh. Reading Jet! I've been sleeping about 6 to 8 hours every night since I was like 15. Low-key same. Not me, you're looking cool as shit. Thank you, Spout! Is it people that... Wait, I already read this. Probably just Instagram posts. Yeah, probably. 6 hours of sleep might not be enough to feel negative effects, but you will be slowly affected by sleep deprivation. Tell me about it, Rose. I was like that for a few years, not gonna lie. Because I was like, yeah, that's the minimum hours I can sleep. No. Whoever did that, genuinely, fuck you. Yeah, honestly, I don't, you know, I'm a person on the internet. People are gonna say inappropriate things, and I'm a woman on the internet. People are gonna say disgusting, heinous things. I can't let that stop me from doing the things that I love. Okay. He's a computer guy. Yeah. The more you know. Yeah, I'm a data scientist, guys. They actually said Mufflin. She's gorgeous and perfect. She is gorgeous and perfect. I'm determined to not become a femboy, even though... Do it. IDK, what I'll turn into with engineering. That's very versatile, isn't it, though? Right? Oh, you mean about becoming a femboy? Oh, yeah, just another femboy. Asking for on a mission cosplay of Rogue the Bat? Sonic Adventure 2? I've never done a Sonic cosplay. Revankis would be very happy if I tried doing anything from Sonic, probably. Vril already misses the last piece of my messages, and that's where I'm sorry! Okay, guys, let me bonita-fy before I start reading the next confession, okay? So that we can get ourselves... I was about to say, yeah! Leon Kennedy cosplay? I have like 6 streamers, 2 male. Be rude not to ask you. Thank you, Spout. Thank you for thinking of me. Okay. It was a nice break, wasn't it? Because I feel like we've been talking for 2 hours straight about really serious stuff. So, you know, a bit of a stretch your legs before continuing the serious stuff. Tails? I did like Tails a lot when I was a kid. So Tails! I think that would be cute, right? Or Shadow? I don't know. Bonita's time for you! Do you feel bonita? Wonderful, because you look bonita. My husband's not John Pork. I like women of every race. I'm not gay. Reading confession. You give so much Tails energy. Smart, good with tech, and adorable. Aw, thank you. And Tails has the same VA as Venti. Every time I hear Venti, I hear Tails, or vice versa. But Shadow likes Latinas, no? Yeah, is that a meme, or is that like a legit thing? Because I've seen that. I left some nice ones because I knew at some point this guy was gonna turn serious. Thank you, it's Phantom. Thank you. Bro, go back and look at the last thing I said about Mufflin. Gosh darn it. I did read it, though. He actually said Mufflin. She's gorgeous and perfect and really lethal. I deadass read that, Rose. You know what I would count as a win if you did Tails cosplay? Should I, guys? Anyways. It's a meme, but they in Sonic... Oh, yeah, they do a lot of references to me. You left out the lethal part. Wah. Anyways. Guys, look at how many messages that person sent. Like, there were like 25 before he started trolling. What a fucking moron. Anyways, I'm gonna make sure that they get banned from ever sending me anything. I don't know. I think if there's, I get a little bit of catharsis. Like, it felt so good. When I got that one person platform banned on Twitch, I was like, it feels good to be a bitch. Anyway, my bed is going good between each other. Yay! He's your brother-in-law. Tails? I didn't have any sleep and it made my quest for Rogue the Bat cosplay. Oh, like you're trying to get that cosplay done by someone because you didn't sleep? Anyways, next confession. Next confession. Okay. I feel like I've been reduced to a function in people's lives. I have friends. I have people around me. I'm not completely alone in the literal sense, but I don't feel loved in a way that feels fulfilling. I don't feel seen. I feel like people love the idea of me, or they love what I can do for them, or they love the role I play in their life, but I don't feel like they know me. I feel mismatched with most people around me. They don't know, I don't know where to find people who care about the same things I care about, or what the kind of companionship that I want. I feel like I'm always shrinking myself to fit into spaces where I don't really belong. I help, I entertain, I support, I become whatever people need me to be, but I don't feel like I get to exist as myself. I know I'm still young, but the years keep passing, and I'm scared I'll keep getting older while still feeling this lonely. I want to live a fulfilling life. I want to experience things. I want a companionship that feels mutual and real, not just people needing me when I'm useful. I don't want to be only needed. I don't want to only function. I want to live. I want to feel known. I want to feel the sweet, sweet taste of companionship. Where do people like me find each other? Am I doomed to this kind of loneliness? Okay, I think this is very relatable to a lot of us. No worries, Manny. Take care and stay safe. Part of another streamer's fault. Oh, I got it. I get it. Respect the one that put it out there. See, that person needs to bother streamers into sexy fat cosplay is a goal. Anyways, on a serious note, I think a lot of us find this really relatable, myself included. A lot of this speaks to me, but I will say, I think all of us feel like a bit like this. Here's the thing. I feel like social media has done such a good job at connecting us with people from across the planet. And we know what's going on in everyone's lives, but we feel so fucking isolated, don't we? We feel lonelier than ever. Even when we're on social media all the time, don't we? So, it's kind of ironic. And on the note, like, where do I find people like this? Am I doomed to this kind of loneliness? No, you're not doomed. First of all, the fact that you don't, I'm not sensing that you feel any ill will to the people that don't make you feel like you fit in. What I mean by that is that you come across as someone who's very smart. You come across as someone who's very smart and very thoughtful just by the way that you wrote this. And you use the word mismatch rather than saying, oh, these people are, they're only care about these things and I care about things that are better. Like, I don't get the sense that you think that you're better than them. And I think that's very mature of you. Because I feel like a lot of people in these situations have ended up feeling kind of like hatred towards others or even feeling that they're better than others. So I think it's very mature of you, the way you're approaching it. And the fact that you're recognizing that it's mismatched. Because oftentimes it's just that. oftentimes we just haven't found the right space with the right people, and we're looking to fit in into places where we're just not going to, because the people in there like different things, they value different things. So I think the first point that I want to make is stop auditioning in places where you know you won't be accepted. Stop shrinking yourself for people that are not going to reciprocate anything for you. So you said here that you listen, you help, you entertain, you support, you become whatever people need you to be. And then people are not doing the same. Because here's the thing, most people get comfortable with that. Most people get very comfortable with you doing the favors, with you listening, with you entertaining. And they don't want to see other versions of you, because that's the version of you that you've offered to them. You shrunk yourself, and they accepted the smaller version of you. And when you show a bigger version of you, they don't accept it, because that's not the version of you that they met. So I think the first thing to stop doing is exactly that. If you want to exist as yourself, you need to allow yourself to do so. And right now you're not doing that. Right now you're not doing that. You're just trying to appease to people who are not going to accept you anyways in the first place. So is it even worth it? Sorry if you can hear my nuts. Sorry, this is a serious conversation. Here I am talking about my nuts. But it's like a fidget toy, okay? I'm sorry. If you don't like the sound, I'll stop. But it's I'm fidgeting. But anyways, that's the first thing. The other thing is, not every friend will fit every need. And that's something that I had a hard time accepting. Like, I think sometimes we approach friendship and we're like, oh my God, I need to find someone. And not only friendship, but just relationships in general. Like, I need to find someone who has everything in common with me and that thinks about life the same way I do. Or at the very least, approaches things like this and that. Like, sometimes you're going to have friends that are for calling at 2 a.m. when you're sobbing. And that's that kind of friend. But maybe that kind of friend is not the best friend to bring to a party. You know? Or sometimes that friend is not good at listening to you, but man, that friend is really good when they help you build an IKEA furniture. Or that friend is really great for playing video games with. Don't expect a deep relationship from a friendship that is offering you surface level things. It's okay to have those surface level friendships. Keep them like that, unless they're taking away from you, of course. But if you're looking for something deep with someone, look in spaces where you're gonna find people like that. And I think oftentimes we look for, okay, you're probably not gonna meet someone who wants to discuss philosophical topics at a party. Maybe you will. Maybe you got fucking lucky. Maybe you hit the jackpot. But let's be real. Does anyone at a get-together want to be talking about Nietzsche and Kierkegaard? Probably not. Am I speaking from personal experience? Perhaps. Yeah, maybe they're not interested in that. But maybe if you join forums, maybe if you join a course, volunteer somewhere at a college or something, look for spaces that are for that. Online spaces are great for that. Like, let me tell you that something that has really helped me in not feeling so... I hate using the word intellectually lonely because it makes me sound like I'm putting myself in a pedestal. That's not it. It's just that sometimes I feel like an intellectual mismatch with people. Not because I think they're dumber than me or I'm smarter than them or vice versa. It's just that we are interested in different topics. That is all. And I don't really have friends that I can talk about philosophy with or science or any of those things. So, although now I do. Mufflin, I'm talking about you. But anyways, she likes science. Whoa, Spout! Thank you for the subs! Give him to me! Give him to me! Give him to me! Okay, sorry for that. Thank you, Spout, for the subs! I'm gonna read the chat soon, by the way. I'm just speaking my heart out right now. Because I feel like a lot of this advice is applying to myself also, so it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of internalizing it. But like I said, not every friend will meet every individual need. However, sometimes you'll find that rare person who do fits a lot of those descriptions. A friend that can be brain rot with you and talk about memes, but can also go on philosophical rants. A friend that you can cry on their shoulders. A friend that we can build a fucking IKEA table with together. Sometimes you'll find friends like that. That you can do a little bit of everything with. But those are going to be way rarer to come across. And the path, while you find those kinds of people, is going to feel very lonely. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's going to feel lonely. The path is going to feel lonely. While you're still looking for a circle that you fit into, it's going to feel very lonely. But it doesn't mean you're doomed. So it's important to remember that, hey, you said it yourself. You're young. You still have a lot of life to look forward to. And you need, and I used to say this a lot, and I'm going to say it again, and I know I sound like a broken record to some people. You need to give yourself an opportunity if you want the world to give you one too. So, Lissipi, thank you for following! So, that's my advice there. I think it's a problem with reciprocity. I don't think it's bad to entertain support and become what people need you to be when they need it. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that makes you a bad person. But if you're always doing that and no one is doing that for you, of course you're going to feel lonely. Of course you're going to feel like you're only a function in people's lives. So allow yourself the space to maybe not do that, to not shrink yourself. And maybe down the line you'll find someone who can do that for you too. Reciprocity. That's the vocabulary word of the day. So yeah, reading the chat. Okay. I definitely don't know anyone like this. I think especially because we're on social media. Yup. Because everyone seems to have a lot of friends. Yeah, we have to remember social media is fake. You know, I had someone in the cosplay community told me, like, oh my god, I thought your life was perfect because you have so many followers on Instagram and so many people like your videos and you're pretty. And I was like, you know, I can understand why you felt like that, because I've also looked at someone and I'm like, wow, they have the dream life. You know, I think we've all fallen into that trap. But guys, social media only shows us like a tiny fraction of someone's life. Like, you guys are not getting my 24/7 life, you know? It's kind of easy to forget that we're only seeing a very small fraction of a person. And maybe we're not even seeing them fully at all because they're wearing 1,000 filters, faking their personality, or only doing a character, whatever it may be, you know? We have to remember it. Social media is fake, you know? Just realize I didn't give you stupid spiel, so... Have we tried to solve global warming? Rug the Bat cosplay? I think not. Why not try for our planet and our species? Never know, right? Reading confessions? Yes, I'm reading confessions. I'm done cooking. I just cooked Jiangsu Shaofang. Buen provecho. Well, great advice, TVH. Thank you, Rafa. Yeah, I think you might be going about it backwards. You shouldn't try to mold yourself into something that suits people around you. If you just be yourself, roll credits, then the people who like you for the things you like about yourself will start showing up more too. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you become what you think people want to see of you, you're already negating the chance of those people genuinely liking you for you, because that's not the version of you they met. If you become yourself and they leave, then let them leave, because they don't love you for you. It's gonna be lonely. Of course it is. It's gonna be hurtful. Of course it is. But then when you present your real self to people, if they like you, that means they like you for you, not for a fake version of you, not for the version of you that's only supporting people, that's shrinking yourself, that's becoming someone else. So yeah. Yeah, my oldest friend is go-to emotional advice. He has been the doll for most adulthood. I do not turn to him for adult problems. Love him though. Coke and Nietzsche would be an interesting combination, I guess. Jackpot, even a devil may cry to this. I get that, unless But unlike you, I will say it. Lots of people I know are fucking stupid. I literally had to hold this dude's hand through basic reading comprehension line by line because he's a lost cause, I fear. I saw an arbitrary goal and I had to make it. Plus, I asked back cosplay, so I got to sweeten it somehow. I'm so grateful to have those friends. My best friend, my genuine twin, my bestie, all three, those types of people. For me, for example, Ivany, like him and I, like we help each other all the time. Like if he needs to fix his AC, he can call me up and I'll show up in a heartbeat and I'll help with his AC. Same here. Like, hey Ivany, like help me fix this. Like, you know, we're each other like that. We're brothers. And then with my friend Mufflin, like we talk about science, and I love that I can do that with her. We can just converse for hours about science or about like niche topics, and I appreciate that so much. So, you know, different friends will fill different needs, and that's okay. Hey, this is random, and IDK if you're able to do it, but would you kindly remove the X at the top corner of the graphics in your About section here? I hate that it's non-functional, and I can't unsee it anymore. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm so confused. Nah, you nailed that, bro. This may not be my confession, but it might as well be. So thank you, B. I needed to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, Tyler. Not gonna lie, it sounded like something you would feel. But also it sounds like something I would feel, so. Yeah, B's life is a mess. Yeah. Other streamers, great for harmless, world peace, Middle East, declining. What? I'm getting more and more hopeful about getting Navia. Do it! Do it! You're gonna get Navia. Come on. You're gonna get Navia. One of the really interesting thing I noticed is a lot of couples in my family actually met post 35s, and I always assumed they met when they were teenagers for some reason. That made me realize that don't need to rush things. This applies to relationships, friendships. Yeah, like, actually, a lot of people around me, they met when they were really young, and they're miserable in their marriages. You know, like, some people meet really young and they have happy marriages. That happens, but it's not the norm. Let's be real. A lot of the times you're a lot more mature when you're in your 30s anyway, so it makes sense that the one, although that's a whole thing to unpack, is someone that you find when you're more mature and able to accept that one into your life, and the same thing vice versa. Ya volví a volver. Check art for what I'm talking about. Okay, and then next confession. Next confession. I can't, that's part of the graphics. I can't change that. I didn't design that. I got it on Etsy. Anyways, le fuck. Anyways, you're not doomed, kind stranger. I hope you get to live a happy life, and I hope you find company and people who cherish you, because you sound like a good person. So, there's that. There's that. And for anyone who's feeling the same way, same, right back at you. Wait, I don't know what the next ones are. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to mod from now on because the rest of the messages arrived here after I started streaming. So, yeah. Your sentences and in, what? Time to unfollow and find another streamer, I guess. Like my uncles, etc. They are now older. I just assumed they met when they were 18. LMAO. Yeah, you know, sometimes we assume things about adulthood, and then when we're in adulthood, we're like, oh, wait. I still have time to figure it out. They're also figuring it out. They also took a long time to figure it out. I'm not doing so bad, you know? I can't change it, It's because you guys make me react like that, Anyways. I wanted to ask you, I wanted to ask you how you managed to juggle your mental health so well. You're very good at hiding your pain. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think am I good at hiding my pain? I feel like people are good. There's going to be a controversial topic. Some people are going to be like, yes, and others are going to be like, no. In general, when it comes to, like, my family, they have no idea. They would have no idea, you know? Yeah, I do hide my pain. Of course I do. And there's certain aspects of it that I don't tell anyone about. Like, you know, it can get pretty bad. up here sometimes. And no one knows. No one knows how bad it can get sometimes. The only thing you're not good at hiding is your gayness. I only see you as a whimsical person, TBH, but that's probably because I'm horrible at reading emotions on people. About the, there's an Ira Mouse clip that's literally her doing the same thing that you do. She can't stop doing it for a minute straight. I didn't do it on purpose, but sometimes I do. Apologies. Saying stupid shit about back cosplay, that is beneath this stream. No, it's funny. No worries. No worries. No worries. I hope you get your sexy back cosplayer. Anyways. For me specifically, it's not so much about hiding the pain. It's about, like, finding the right moment to deal with it. Because the pain doesn't go away. Sometimes it does, but a lot of times it doesn't. Especially with some of the deeper pain I feel. And it's about not letting that pain control you. And it's very difficult, especially with some of the trauma I have. Like, sometimes like I've said it before, sometimes I do be having panic attacks in my kitchen because suddenly I'm 13 and that one thing that happened is happening again and I can't do anything about it because it already happened. You know, it happens. Sometimes it's like that. But other days I'm fine. You know? I just think it's about learning to cope with it because the good moments that came after wouldn't feel so good if I didn't have the bad moments beforehand. And a lot of those bad moments were lessons in of themselves. I'm not saying any of it was justified because, holy shit, no child deserves to go through that. But I did. And I can't do anything to change it. I can only choose how I move forward with it. So I think that's how I manage it. Reading chet. Reading chet. Ira Mouse verbal tick some stun locks her for 80 seconds. Maybe it's because we're Puerto Ricans. I didn't mean it as an insult. I just think it's funny that you do it. No, I didn't take it as an insult. No worries. I just put my confession here, but I'm going through a really depressing time in my life, and this is one of the only places outside my beloved family I find solace. I say it all the time, and I want to say it again. I want to keep saying it because I don't know how else I can show it. So thank all of you in this community who have interacted with me. You're a part of the reason I keep going. I would love to be better friends with y'all, so thank you 1,000 times over for being so lovely, and I cherish you all. No, thank you for being so amazing, because you're such an amazing person. Not just inside this community, but in general. I know that for a fact. And I really hope that all the kindness you put out into the world is returned to you. And speaking on the previous confession, because I know it wasn't you, but it was relatable. The journey is lonely and the depressive episodes hit hard. I know, because I feel like you and I have like very similar personality types. But this is hard for me to verbalize, but we do deserve love. We do deserve kindness. And I think that what goes around comes around. And someday, we'll be in that group where it's like, fuck. I went through all that pain. I went through those depressive episodes. I did all these kind of things, but it was fruitful in the end. I never became a bad person, and I think that's a good thing in of itself. Because someone else could have gone through that, and they could have turned into a shit person. But I didn't. I chose kindness. And I think that says a lot. So, thank you. I am daring to dream. Don't worry about Jotaro Kujo. Bro has a really good poker face. I talked to him about a fraction of what he goes through, and he really goes through it. He talks about it sometimes, but he doesn't show all the time. I feel like he worries too much about not worrying people. Do I? Oh my god. Not gonna lie, Beast Fit looks like she's a safari caretaker. I wish I was a safari caretaker. The person looking for a sexy back cosplayer, look up Jessica Nigris. Oh, I met Jessica one time. She's so nice. Anyway. Reading. Yeah, I hate that framing, but I do the same. A lot of pain and trauma is meaningless. It didn't make you better. It wasn't an opportunity to learn from it. Those were all traits that pre-existed the event's inability to find a positive through all the negativity. Only shows through what kind of person you were the whole time and how big of a heart. Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, of course, none of the suffering is justified, especially when it's like horrific things that happened. I don't want to give reason to horrible things that people do to others, right? But what I can say is that if you still choose kindness despite those horrible moments, I think that makes you a lot stronger than so many people out there, you know? And that's the strength that it takes to choose to continue being a good person in spite of trauma is peak human strength, in my opinion. Always choose kindness. It's free. Exactly. Okay, next confession. And by the way, if you guys wanna see, people are saying inappropriate things. Okay, I know. I wonder who this was. I'm a British explorer with a blimp. Sometimes I hunt exotic animals. I was just wondering if I have a place in this community. I wanted to ask because I've already had a run with a member of the stream and I didn't want to cause any problems. So if you preemptively ban them, that would be great. Thank you. I wonder who this was. I wonder. And this is definitely not because of the guy from Up. This is definitely not a reference to the villain in Up. That is not the villain from Up. This is we really do have a British explorer with a blimp that sometimes hunts exotic animals in the chat. We really do have a member here that does that exactly. So, of course you're welcome here. The trauma moments make you a significant person, a VIP. One gains best intelligence, emotional, and experience, self-intelligence. Yeah, exactly. Like, it makes you have a type of strength that you would have not had otherwise. I'm not saying that it justifies the horrible things that happened. Like, fuck. I've never told you guys some of the bad shit that happened when I was a kid and when I was a teenager and when I was an adult. But, and I'm not saying that any of that was justified because it wasn't. But what I can say is that it gave me a kind of resilience that I just would not have otherwise. It's the truth. I wonder if you're gonna say skip what I sent, or if that one dude ruined my chest to say something stupid. I'm not skipping every stupid thing. I'm just skipping like the things that are impropriate. So okay, wait. Next one. Okay, I can read this on. Sorry, I gotta read it in my head first and then share the screen. How do you rationalize having morals in a world that we know can't be good? No matter how kind you are, no matter how much you do, it will always be outdone by evil. I'm gonna stop you right in your tracks. I know it can feel that there's more evil than good in the world, but we have no way of really confirming that mathematically, empirically, scientifically. It's just that the human brain is literally evolved to remember bad things more than good things. Like, it's literally evolution, guys. Because, okay, if I touch a hot stove, it hurts. I'm not going to touch it again. I'm going to remember that pain. Because by remembering it, I know I'm not to do it again. It's evolution. It's the same thing with trauma. It's the same thing with remembering evil. It's evolution, guys. So we have to remember that there's always going to be a filter in our brain because we are human. And our brains are not really unbiased. I understand that good and bad are subjective, but how am I supposed to feel when I know that things that hurt me will persist and the advice I'm giving is just let it go? I'm not just going to tell you to let it go, because I know that's not good enough. Obviously, letting it go, great, dandy, but it's not enough sometimes. There is always going to be bad out there, and it can be pretty easy to fall into that trap where you feel like, man, like, why the fuck am I doing anything? Because there's always going to be shitty people. But you know what? Yeah, maybe there's gonna be shitty people. Maybe there's gonna be 2 shitty people, 3 shitty people, 50 shitty people. But doesn't that one amazing person or 2 amazing people that just changed your life for the better, or that one piece of media that was life-changing, that movie that you watched that made you cry and think about your life and make you appreciate things more, that YouTube video, that walk in the park, like those are the moments that really make you cherish what life is about. You know, light wouldn't be able to be perceived if there wasn't darkness first, you know? And I know it's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on our pain and ruminating in our pain, especially when we have trauma. But our trauma is not a burden for us to just let go of. Sometimes we have to work with it. Sometimes we have to talk about it. Sometimes we need to adopt new habits in order to work with it, you know? And then maybe you can let it go. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be 100% erased. That doesn't mean that something like that might not happen again. You just need to be able to have the tools to deal with it better. So yeah, anyways, I hope that made sense. I'm going to read the chat because I feel like people are saying valuable things. Yeah, we do, and I'm pretty worried about him. Bro, low-key tearing up right now. I don't deserve this level of kindness. Oh, bro! Pew, pew, pew! Pew, pew, pew! Shooting you with my love and acceptance gun. You do deserve this kindness, bro. I can be biased and impulsive, sometimes resentful and angry, but the fact that you all remind me I'm not the only... Those things really help me so much. You know, this is why I do these streams, because I think we all feel lonely in this world, don't we? And I think I said it in another stream the other day. Life is a pretty lonely journey sometimes. Trauma is something that we experience so inwardly that we forget that we're all dealing with trauma and pain and suffering. We can make life not so lonely together. That's why I made this community, you know? B, was the time that you met Jessica Negro was fun? Yes, I did. Yes. It was in 2016. Am I the only person that had a lag on the stream? Oh, no! You know the stream is good when it lasts longer. Hell yeah. Yeah, these streams are usually longer. B, did you see that apparently? Yeah, I saw that. I hope it's true. Okay, caught up with the chat. If you guys have anything to say about this specific confession, feel free to do so in the chat, and we can go back to it. But yeah, you deserve kindness and love. And remember that our brains are the biggest deceivers in the planet. They make us insecure. They make us fall into addictions. They make us fall into bad habits. They lie to us. There's voices in our heads that tell us that we're not good enough and that we suck. Don't listen. Our brains are very unreliable narrators, okay? Don't listen too much to it. Like, listen to it in a healthy manner, but not too much. Okay, anyways, fuck. I lost the confession I was at now. Fuck! I think it was... Okay. We're getting close. Okay. Next confession! Okay, wait. I need to read this. I need to read this in my head. And this one's a little bit long. Can you guys hear my nuts? I remember she was dressed as an Ewok. I have a picture with her, and she was dressed as an Ewok. She's so fucking pretty. And she was really nice. No ASMR. Okay. I haven't read it completely, but okay, I kind of scanned it. No slurs. No sexual harassment detected. So let's go. Hi. I'd like to start by saying that I love what you do and your authenticity. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I'm not necessarily looking for a response, but I'd like to vent a little about my situation and maybe get your opinion on it. First of all, I'm not miserable. I'm very happy with my life. And I've been lucky enough to have a happy life without never really missing anything. I'm in my 20s. I've never been in a relationship, which is which is, which honestly isn't a big deal. I've always been very shy and have absolutely zero stat points in flirting. But despite that, I never really gave up on the idea of finding someone one day until about 4 years ago. On that time, I witnessed a really painful situation involving two of my closest friends who were in a relationship. One of them cheated on the other, and my friend who cheated on was completely devastated. At one point, she even talked about ending her life. I felt completely helpless. The one thing I could do was support her and remind her that her friends and her family were there for her. I still feel a little bit guilty about what I said back then because I think part of it came from fear. I was so scared of losing her that I told her, "You can't abandon us." Hey, like, I understand why you feel guilty and stuff, but you were afraid. And I don't think, like, I know guilt tripping someone who's in that situation is not necessarily the best approach, but you're also feeling the NOS diarrhea. Thank you for following. Anyways, after that, I checked on her every day after my college classes for a couple of months. I just need to make sure she was okay and that she didn't do anything to herself. It was making me sick. I felt terrible because all I could do was listen, and I wanted to help her more, but I felt powerless. Thankfully, she actually started seeing a psychologist and her mental health improved. That's good. Since then, I've kind of giving up on relationships. I've always been rejected before, which is totally on me. I'm not really great with girls. And one of the only relationships I genuinely believed in ended falling apart. Since then, I've struggled with the idea of being in a relationship. I don't want to be in a situation where I can get hurt or where I could hurt someone I'm supposed to love and protect. Because of that experience, it's hard for me to believe in happy endings when it comes to relationships. That I know that blah blah blah, the journey matters more than the destination. And maybe that's true, but still, it's been 4 years now. I'm still young, and never completely closed myself off to the idea of trying again one day, of finding someone to share my life with. Right now, I'm genuinely happy being single. I don't mind being alone, but I can't help to think that if I decide to remain single and give up on finding someone and start a family like I wanted before this whole incident, I'll regret it when I grow older. Like, I'm aware of the choice I make or will make in the near future to remain single, the bad choice in the long run. I don't know if it's really comprehensible. Sorry, no, it was. You were super coherent, no worries. I was incoherent reading it, not gonna lie. Sorry for the whole essay I wrote. No need to apologize. I tried organizing it a bit so that way it would not be a pain to read. It wasn't a pain to read at all, bro. Anyway, I don't know if you'll read this message, but writing things down like this already helps a lot. And it clears the mind, and it makes things easier to understand. I hope you're doing well, and that life keeps blessing you with good luck and the strength to overcome whatever hardships come your way. Peace. Thank you so much for your kind words. And right back at you. Okay, so it's easy. Again, on the previous topic, remember what I said about human brains being notoriously unreliable? It's easy to have a bad experience and make that bad experience shape your reality and your perception of reality. And I think that's kind of what happened here. Obviously, that's a very traumatic situation to go through, and I'm sorry that you and your friend went through that. That's horrific, and no one deserves to go through that. But that's not a death sentence, you know? You're not doomed to not finding love because you've had bad experiences or because you're shy. In fact, the fact that you're not hasty about it, because you said it here, is already points in your favor, because I feel like a lot of people who want to be in a relationship and are hasty about it end up getting into situations or end up getting insecure. Like, they end up getting in situations that were not optimal for them, and they end up feeling insecure because, oh, I can't find anyone. But you're being hasty, and love is something that is built, not something that you just find on a whim. Like, let's get something clear. That version of love that exists in movies is very rare in real life. Rarely do you meet someone and it's like, oh my god, they're the love of my life. And that's something you have to build slowly with that person. But that makes it all the better. That's something that a movie or a AI or I don't know, a parasocial relationship can never give you. Only building love can give you that sense of fulfillment. That being said, there's going to be ups and downs. Of course, you're going to fight with that person. Of course, there's going to be disagreements. Of course, there's going to be moments of insecurity, of doubt, of temptation. That's natural because we're human. But that doesn't make love unattainable and impossible. And I think it's important to be clear that I know this is cheesy, but yeah, communication is key. It's important to talk about issues that you have with your partner. And if that person is mature enough to deal with those issues and work on it, and same vice versa, that already is points in your favor that that's a relationship worth keeping. If it were perfect, like, I feel like a lot of perfect relationships are just relationships that are not that deep, you know? Like, fights happen because you're coexisting with that person a little bit more deeply, you know? So it's okay to have that friction sometimes. That friction adds to the strength of a relationship. That being said, it's important that when you do find someone or when you're interested in someone, like I was saying before, that it's someone that you know you love for them. Like, you love the real version of them, and same vice versa. Because if not, you're setting yourself up for failure. You usually don't fall in love with someone until you've talked to them for like a year. Falling in lust is way different. I agree 100%. I feel like a lot of people mistake lust or just even loneliness with love. And, you know, especially nowadays, I feel like we're also deprived of human connection and intimacy, like we were saying earlier, that we just kind of default any sort of connection as like, oh, I'm in love. Or even when we're in that lonely path where we're just so desperate to find a relationship and to fall in love that we forget to appreciate the friendships and the connections that we are making along the way. Sometimes we end up neglecting things that could have become something because you're so focused on what you want that's not the reality. You have to remember that sometimes that vision you have for your life and your love is something that you need to build. So sometimes you're gonna meet someone and you're gonna be like, oh, this person would be great if only she didn't like, I don't know, Genshin Impact. This is a very exaggerated example, but I feel like a lot of the time we end up looking for reasons to reject people. And that goes through friendships and relationships. So, yeah. This was not me, but I kind of identify with it. I haven't been rejected, but I'm kind of picky and introverted. And this combo makes me not have a lot of opportunities. I just feel like it will be easy that I would genuinely find someone that I would genuinely love and don't want to get in a relationship just because I should. No, that 100%. Definitely don't get in a relationship just because of societal norms or just because, okay, this person's good enough. Don't just settle. You're gonna meet many people, especially, like, again, we're young. I'm assuming most of us here are on the younger end. And even if you're not young, I've met people who found their true love at 60, okay? So it can be lonely along the way, but that's not a death sentence. So again, remember, key point, our brains betray us. Yeah, I had chances, but I always reflected if I was truly in love. Is it really important to think about, like, am I truly in love? But also, again, don't default into looking for reasons to reject them. There's a balance in there. You need to evaluate if this person's the right fit for you. Do they like you for you? Do you like them for them? But then also, like, obviously, if there's red flags, there's red flags. That's different. But sometimes I find people like, oh, I wanted to be with this person, but they gave me the ick. Girls! I thought you were 90. I'm 90 years young. Come on. Exactly. Rose said it. I miss my wife. You mean my wife? This is my wife. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I hope what I've said resonates with you. I hope it makes sense. And I really do hope that you find the right person along the way. just remember that you do need to put yourself out there if you want opportunities to arrive to you. This goes for friendships, this goes for relationships, this goes for anything in life. And usually when you put yourself out there and you're being yourself and you're being kind and you're growing and you're being genuine, the best of people is gonna come to you. There's also gonna be shitty people, of course, but you're also gonna come across some of the best. So just keep that in mind. Se están clavando las chivas. Yeah, people are complex, so why rushing things when trying to find the right person? Exactly. Like, I know, especially when friends are, like, when all of your friends are starting to date people or get married, it's easy to fall in that trap where you feel very, very, very lonely. But I promise you that many of those people are not actually happy, and even if they are, they probably took time to find those people too. Things happen for a reason. Go with the flow, you know, take it day by day. Even small steps are big steps, you know. Every time I come to the stream, we have a new item I haven't seen regarding Tartaglia or Lee. You have a Mary Poppins bag full of items. I have to do a sleepover stream soon so you can see my shrine. You gotta see the shrine. The shrine is low-key embarrassing. Like... Anyways, next confession. Not gonna lie, I fucking love this fidget. I hope it's not annoying anyone. Give him to me. Wait, where's the freaky ferret? It's not embarrassing, ho. Give him to me. Illuminate. Thank you for the sub. They're not annoying? Okay, because I don't know if the noise is annoying, but, like, this fidget motion I really like. Because I have one of the... Where is it? Do I still have it? Yes, I do. I have one of those. And I used to have, like poppets. And also... I have one that you can pull apart, but this is... I much prefer this. So, yeah. I actually like the nuts. Yay! You like the sound? Sorry I'm late. No worries. My keyboard came with extra ones. LMAO. Yeah, my keyboard... Wait, I can take up the keycap. I put this Kafka keycap on the escape button. Wait, I need to be careful putting it back. Okay, there we go. And I put the escape button on this keychain. So that I can save it. But anyways, you can pull apart your nuts. My Chinese nuts. But I think, Caitlin, you'll get around to sending it to you, so... I got a rock that I found on a keychain. But I got you a rock that I found on a keychain. Oh, thank you, Rose. I still have to send you your package, too, not gonna lie. I don't know when that's gonna happen. Oh, see, this is a nice... I don't mind this, okay? This is nice. Thank you. I don't feel very pretty, but thank you. Thank you. Your nice comment has been acknowledged. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Gooner messages ensuing. What is that huge ass ear? No one had asked about my earrings today. Guys, do you guys see what it is? Can any of you guys see what it is? Does anyone know what it is? Come on, come on. I want to see if anyone knows what it is. Oh man, Jesus Christ fell asleep. Do you know which painting it is? No, it's not the Beatles. It's a painting. It's a painting in a frame. Yes, good job, Mufflin! It's the birth of Venus. The birth of Venus, you guys. It's Mama Coco. Mona. It's not the I would love Mona Lisa earrings. I also have Dali earrings, but they're like the dripping clocks. Not cocks. Clocks. Get your brain out of the gutter. Okay, next one. Muy bien, Muffin. And muy bien, Tyler. Does it not hurt? No, it's not that heavy. I'm kind of used to big earrings, not gonna lie. I thought they were condoms. Not gonna lie, condom earrings is something I would wear. Nice earring paintings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So currently, I'm a bit of a emotional for my coworker, who I consider an older sister, is transferring to a new store. I won't say any reason why due to privacy reasons. I don't know if it's weird to be emotional and feel like a sister was moving. She was the one who I felt close and vent to, and was the first person who I told I was accepted to college before telling my parents. I don't know why, but it felt natural for me calling her a sister, and even her calling me a small brother to her, even though we're not related. Like, I wish she wouldn't have to do that, but at the same time, I want her to improve her life and find better opportunities. Hey, like, missing someone that means that much to you is not a bad thing. Um, you're already doing good, like, wishing them the best, but of course you're gonna miss them. Of course, it's gonna hurt to not have that person there anymore. However, you can still stay in communication with that person. I actually kind of, maybe in the other, from the other perspective, I relate to this. There was actually one of my coworkers at Sephora that she really saw me as a big sister. And she kind of told me that, exactly that. And I remember when I was leaving, she was really sad about it. Like, she was crying, and I started crying too. But she didn't really have any friends that she could talk to, and I could tell that she really looked up to me. You know, I don't know if you've ever had a friendship like that where the person is younger and you can tell that that person really looks up to you. That person was definitely that for me. And I made it a point to stay in communication with her even after I left in Sephora, and we still stay in communication. I still talk to her all the time. Sometimes we go a few weeks without talking. That's natural. That's natural. And of course, like, we both miss seeing each other often because we had so many great memories and so many good moments. But the relationship, the friendship changed context, but the friendship is still there. So I hope you're able to also do the same thing. Um, it's natural to get sad. You're human, especially if you see that person as a big sister. But it doesn't mean the end of it, because it seems that person also cares about you a lot. So just stay in communication with them. You always have such cool earrings. Thank you. I should show you guys my earrings one day. Like, I have like a rack with all of them, not the condom earrings. What number are we on? 17. But like 50 of these messages, guys, are trolls. So don't worry. Nice, 69. Fuck, I keep clicking on the wrong one. But does anyone have anything to add to that message? You guys can sound off in the chat. So, okay. Okay, I can read this one here. I've been in limbo for quite a while now. It's been almost 4 years since I lost a friend, and due to this unexpected event, and the friend group separated, leaving me alone. I was ghosted for these few years and wondering if there's still a chance to rebuild what was lost, or leave them and just walk my own path I've been these few years. College was the reason to the great separation, and I just know walking back would either be trash or something else. Thank you for your time, me. Of course. So, you know, I feel like for a lot of people, their friend groups kind of get dismantled when there's like a big event when either something happens to someone or people graduate. And like, I feel like a lot of friendships only exist because they were in the same space together. But if they cannot be tethered together in different contexts, then the foundation of that friendship wasn't strong enough in the first place, and it can leave us feeling in a lonely spot. So the fact that these people were like ghosting you, I think it's a sign for you to go on your own path and find a new friend group that has a stronger foundation. Because like I said, genuine friendships can survive, like, even being in different countries. Of course, you're not going to talk to that person as often. Of course. Like, my best friend, like, we went to school together, and we didn't talk for, like, a year at one point, but we talk pretty regularly now, because the foundation of our friendship was strong enough to withstand something like that. So I think it's important to surround yourself with people who also want friendships like that. And like I said before, don't go auditioning like a genuine type of friendship in front of people that don't want that same level of deepness, if that makes any sense. I think that's a really healthy one and a nice display of platonic relationship between a guy and a girl. It doesn't have to be any less intense than romantic relationships. I agree, Rose. I agree. No, not gonna lie, that's a very wholesome. The last confession was really, really wholesome. Like the emotions in there, for real, for real. But yeah, I think that's my main advice there. I think trying to surround yourself with people who also want deep friendships just the way that you do is a good first step. And I know the path is lonely. Of course it's lonely, but it's going to be worth it in the end if you in the end of the path you're going to be surrounded by people who cherish you and won't ghost you, you know? Because what good is it to make fast friends who are going to ghost you anyway? You're just going to get hurt more often. So yeah, I mean, I know once my sister goes to college, that's it. She's not coming back at all. All I can do is hope she'll leave home. She'll leave some space for me in her new life. Don't be sad it's ending, which is all in reality okay to mourn these things. I agree. But rejoice that it's happened in the first place. And remember that there could always be a new dynamic. Well, change can be scary and sad at times. If you really care for this person, then they would be worth changing the dynamic for. I agree. Like I said, like the foundation is what matters. If you build a solid foundation with that person, they also don't want to lose you. They would also want to put in that effort to keeping that relationship with you. So, changing of context, changing of dynamic, not a death sentence. It's just change. And humans are also not conditioned to accept change so well. So, change always feels scary. Of course you're gonna mourn it. Mourning and feeling grief is normal, but it doesn't have to be like doomed, you know? We should have a podcast for real. Thank you. I guess it is kind of like a podcast, but he refuses to let us listen to it. What do you mean? Next confession. I wonder who this was. I slept with your wife and now it hurts when I pee. No, you didn't. That was an imposter. My wife only sleeps with me. Okay. Oh my god, this is so romantic. Your smile lights up the night. It's the only happiness I have some days. That's so nice. I have bunny teeth though. I feel like the vampire teeth the other day didn't look cute because I have bunny teeth. Wait. Okay. Reading chat. The work one shotty. Oh, yeah, because first of all, my real name's on there. Second of all, it's paid. So yeah, now it hurts when I pee. Ha, puñeta, it's not funny. Bro, your teeth are cute. Oh god, thank you, man. Thank you. The vampire teeth were cool. Thank you. It says on God, no. I read it correctly. Come on. I read it correctly. And next time, try to find longer teeth. They were already hurting my lips. I feel like longer ones would hurt it even more. Ugh. That message kind of makes me want to fucking kill myself. What the fuck? Okay. Next one. Wait, I can't tell if this person is trolling. Wait. Okay, no, never mind. I don't think this person's trolling. It's just that I saw weird symbols and I thought they were trolling. I got confused. Usually when people send hieroglyphs or something, they're about to send something racist. Bro, all the money I spend on you, you don't think I would spend a little more to listen to your podcast? It's not even public. And anyways, I wasn't the one speaking in the podcast. I was just interviewing. What the hell is that cursed word in Latin America? Goddamn, we also have it. Puñeta? We have, what is that noise? My nuts. You want to hear my nuts? You want to see my nuts? I'm shy. Okay. Am I a good teacher? My ways of teaching is very different than other teachers. Some of them call my lessons, call it entertaining rather than learning based. But my reason is nowadays students' attention span is way low. That's why I use memes, anime references, video. You know what? I do all of these things as a educator that everyone can relate to. So they learn something while being entertained. They call me unprofessional the way I approach students. Well, apparently I'm being super professional while I'm being a bit goofy as a teacher. It all comes down to human psychology. If you're not going to make it yourself approachable, then they won't like you at all. That's why I don't display myself as a strict teacher. Rather, I'll show you how to fly as high with your wings. Well, that goes back to the question. Am I a good teacher? You know what? Usually students remember teachers like this way more than the rest. And usually they end up feeling fondness for the class that the teachers like this are teaching rather than the other classes, and they end up learning more. So, exactly, I agree. I think you're a good teacher. I think this is the way to approach it. There's a balance. You can't be overly entertaining to the point where there's no aprovechamiento académico, academic fruitfulness. Obviously there has to be like a middle ground where you're actually teaching your students, but there's a middle ground. It exists. Some teachers just don't know how to find it. They subbed in un way the Chivas and his jersey is number 6'7". That's what Manny Boy just said in his Manny Boy voice in his Manny Boy world. I feel like he's gonna call me a fucking reptile or a rat or racist. Or let's see what Manny Boy says. Let's spin the wheel, guys. What is Manny Boy Puta! 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 Puta bochinchera! Puta bochinchera! Puta bochinchera! Ivany. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing. Damn. Las tengo en mi cartera, cabrón. Cabrón, tú y yo tenemos un clase de flow. Tú y yo tenemos un fucking flow. Ahora que tenemos estos nuts. I'm spinning my nuts. Se me seguían cayendo al principio, cabrón. Al principio se me seguían. And I can't do it with this hand that well. But with this hand, I already got the hang of it. I'm gonna be polishing these nuts. I'm seeing too much animals lately. You mean putas? Yo eso con mi bola, yo sé que sí, cabrón. Tú eres un freak. Okay, next confession. Next, exactly. Oh, I'm a better teacher since I've been on this for a few decades. Oh yeah, that does not apply. That does not fucking apply. Why do you fail your student? Why do your students fail? When your student fails, it means they learn nothing. And that's my point. Like, don't get me wrong, some students fucking suck. Let's be real. But like, you know, if their students are failing, it's because they're failing as a teacher. No, like animals, those things that live in our planet. And wait, putas do that too. Yeah, Ivany does that. You're gonna get testicular torsion, B. No, I'm not. My balls, guys. I'm talented like that. I'm Zhong Li. Anyways, I'm back and still eating. You're eating? Go eat. I kind of hungry too, but I don't know what to eat. Anyways, next confession. I've always been really nervous for my future. I just feel like any choice I could end up being the wrong one. On top of that, I just don't feel like I can make a decision without thinking about what people may think. It's not like I don't enjoy making people feel good about me. Like, I love to entertain, but I just don't know how to go about doing what I actually want to do without changing how those around me see me. Okay, two things here. Wait. I'm not going to read this whole passage. Let me see if there's like a shortened version. Are you guys familiar with Sylvia Plath? So Sylvia Plath has like this allegory. I feel like this is a good symbol for it. Wait, I'm gonna open it in a new tab so you guys can really see it, because I feel like this is gonna resonate with a lot of people. How open? I want to open the image in a new tab, but they're not letting me. Aquí. No, no, no. Okay, there we go. Sylvia Plath is a writer. Yeah, that's Sylvia Plath. That's Sylvia Plath. Stop. I'm being serious, guys. I know one Sylvia from work. She's a whore. Plural for whore. Ja. Okay. As I was saying, Sylvia Plath wrote this allegory where it's like, whenever we make a decision and we choose a certain path, we kill all the other paths. So basically, imagine a fig tree, and each fig on it is a representation for the different careers I could have had. So on one fig, there's a veterinarian. On the other, there's a dermatologist. On the other, there's a plastic surgeon. On the other, there's a writer. Like, so many different choices. But sometimes when you choose that fig, all the other figs fall, and you can't make that decision anymore because you lock in that path, right? That happens, but not with every decision, of course. Sometimes, like, we can choose more than one path. That's fine. Sometimes we can change our minds along the way. But it's easy to get stuck in a point of not making any choices. And you know what happens when you don't pick any of the figs from the fig tree? They rot. That's the same thing that happens. When you stay stuck in a perpetual state of not making a decision, you're not doing anything. You're stagnant. And I think that's way worse for your future. So that's the first point I wanted to make there. I think it's very important to acknowledge that sometimes by making one decision, yeah, you're not choosing the other paths, but you're making a decision. Because not making any decision at all is the worst thing you can do for yourself. I love figs. Really? There's figs where you live, Rafa? I love figs. Anyways, as I was saying, guys, I'm gonna read the chat soon. Stop squeezing your butthole. It's easy to get stuck there. But also, you say something about what other people may think. Are these people gonna be signing your paychecks or something? Like, who cares? Look. I'm not gonna stand here and say that it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. Because, no, look, let's be realistic. Sometimes it does kind of matter. We live in a society where we're constantly being perceived by other people. So, of course, there are some fragments of what other people think that are important. But you have to, like, sit down with yourself and think for yourself. Like, okay, how much of this person's opinion is really gonna help me out in my life? Are they really offering constructive criticism? Are their thoughts coming from a place of really wanting to help me shape my path? Or are they coming from a place of judgment and being old school, you know? So, you know, people's perception of you is always going to change. That's going to happen no matter what. And if you stay stagnant, you know what? Even that can change your perception. They're going to think of you as stagnant. Like, oh my God, there goes the person who never changed. I think it's much better to be the person who's dynamic. So, there's that. You're a professional leaf? Yes. One of those jobs is my actual job. Path from Apex? They're clearly... those were not oranges! Every path main is a tryhard. No me gusta la granada. It's not granada! It's an eagle! Eagle! How many bad choices did I make to end up like this? I feel the same way. Like, here's the other thing. Like, sometimes you will make the wrong choice. But staying stuck and like, oh man, I made the wrong choice. That's not gonna help me move forward. You know what? I regret studying what I studied in college. I wish I would have studied to become a biologist or something instead, because I do feel passionate about that. But you know what? I was young and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But I don't regret it that much because I'm here with you guys. And I don't think if I would have lived my life any differently, I don't think I would have ever ended up streaming. Things happen for a reason. And sometimes you don't figure out those reasons until a few years later. And that's okay. Just don't allow yourself to stay stuck. If you fall, get up. No matter what, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how scared you are. Prove to yourself that you're resilient. That's the thing that matters the most in your life. So yeah, es Granada. What I lost. We're just talking. We live in a society. If you watched the Joker 2019, I see. Shimmerco, thanks for following again. Anyways. If anyone has anything to add on this, Granada is pomegranate. If anyone has anything to add on that, please let me know. And you can offer your own thoughts and experiences. Wait, this is just cute. I've had a crush on a girl. I either asked her out and I've liked her for almost a year, and we've been dating for years. I'm thinking of surprising her on her birthday since she loves Minecraft. I was gonna get her a Minecraft birthday cake. 10 out of 10, super wholesome. 10 out of 10, amazing. I've seen amazing Minecraft birthday cakes. Great palette cleanser, thank you. That's very cute. Qué cute. Muy cute. Qué lindo. Okay, there we go. Trolling. This person sent the same message like 50 times, deadass. Oh my god. We're gonna be here for a while. You're so beautiful. Thank you, kind stranger. Oh my god. Trolling. I wish this didn't make me hate myself, but it kind of does affect myself. Twisting my nuts. Playing with my nuts. Spinning my nuts. Polishing my nuts. Okay, damn, this person sent the same fucking message so many times. But okay, no, there's like inappropriate messages in between where they're describing all like weird fantasies. I think this is the same person for sure. Some people literally should not be alive. I don't feel bad about saying that. Literally describing a rape fantasy. This is very disturbing, and they used yeah. They used someone, they started using people from the chat too. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Anyways, okay. Yep, y'all heard that correctly. I feel like a loaf of sourdough bread when he cuts on top to break the shape of Jean-Li's pillar thing would be so cool. He would appreciate it, but I didn't know how to do that. Like a loaf of bread that looks like my pillars? That'd be amazing! I've seen people that make chocolate bars with the pillars. Doesn't it require email? Can you see their emails? Yeah, after I finish the stream, I'm gonna find their email, and then when I have their email, I'm also gonna find their Instagram, because they use their Gmail, usually, on their Instagram. And if not, IP address. Big brain. That's not ridiculous. That's not a ridiculous thing to say, B. Was it me? Yeah, they said something about you. Really disturbing. Really disturbing. I'm not gonna read it out loud. It keeps going, guys. It was like 50 messages. Do you guys hear me like clicking? Okay. Okay, I think we're finally back in a normal message. That's not... You remind me of Stacey Jones from Shining Time Situation. Station. Bro was cashing out for no reason. Yup. The clicks and the nuts. insane amount of spam. No, it was crazy. Look, aparece like how many trolls are there. Yo creo que fue toda la misma persona. Like, dead ass. She's just playing a clicking game in vain. Maybe. Okay, I wish it were that. Like, we were at message, like, 25, and we're at message 69 right now. Yeah. I've been trying to talk to this girl. I've asked God for chances to talk to her or get her number, but she's 2 years older than me, and I've gotten a bunch of chances to get her number, but I play football, and has gotten in the way a couple of times. I think it's God telling me to get my priorities straight, but I don't know. Bro. Just go talk to her. Don't wait. Like, the chances are that she's existing in the same space as you. And who cares that I don't know how old you are. I don't know. Maybe 2 years is a lot. Depending. I don't know. The stream started with 10 responses. Yup. It usually happens at every confession stream. I've had a phrase I came up with. I'm still workshopping it. I'd rather be a failure 10 times over than a daydreamer. Preach to that other person that was worrying about failing. What Tyler said. I would rather know that I tried something and failed and learned something than to play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game to infinity. I agree. I would have never known. You know what? A lot of the things that I failed at made me realize that, okay, this is not my path. Let me try this. And ultimately, I started streaming and cosplaying and, worshiping. B was thinking about her wife. I'm gonna worship my wife after the stream. I think you should drop a Google Doc next time, only on Discord, so that way we'll know if someone new joins just to troll. Yeah. It kind of sucks that some people troll in these, because I think these are very genuine moments for us, and then someone has to be a dick about it. I wonder who this was. You look like a member of New Jeans? Wait. Fuck, my knees hurt because I was crouching. I'm super shy. Wait a minute while I make you mine. What's the other? Wait, I have to fix my boobs. There's also, I'll be looking for attention. And there's also, wait, what's the other song? Fuck. Cause I know what you like, boy. Sorry. ¿Vas a hacer una coreografía? It's people being vulnerable in a safe space, and the people trolling genuinely need to get a job. No, deadass. Like, they think they're so fucking edgy and funny. Ooh, I'm an edgy 4chan user. They think they're so cool. They think they're so fucking cool, you guys. They think they're so fucking cool. Stay hydrated and stretch. Reminders to y'all. Exactly. Stay hydrated and stretch. Okay, here we go. Wait. Ahorita juega las cortes de la máquina Victricia. Ay. Es sábado, perdón. Es sábado. Nuts. Listen, I'd rather risk being rejected so I know why I have more reasons to improve myself. So if another opportunity comes, never forget. Pain is a good teacher too. That's why when you trip on a rock, it'll never happen again, right? Because you're aware of it already. Period. I feel like there was a long section of this stream where I was talking about rejection and how to deal with it and all of that. So if you're watching this in a VOD, you probably already watched that actually. So that advice applies. And if you need to listen to it again, just scroll back and listen to it again. Yeah, I'm talking to you, VOD person who's watching. Apparently people watch my VODs. Isn't that crazy? I could never watch my own VODs. I think I'm so cringe. Anyways. I have an idea. Every time B mentions or is freaky, his wife drink water. Hey, I'm not that freaky about my wife. New Jeans is such a lost gem. Yep. Honestly, it's kind of sad and unfortunate, that whole situation. I feel like that's why we shouldn't debut minors. The men in the chat looking extra sexy tonight. Sheesh. Whoa, whoa. Are you guys gonna kiss each other? I'm watching this live, unfortunately. I have so much problems trying to risk it. I feel like I miss a lot of stuff because of that. I'm always trying to get things right. You know, that happens to me a lot too. Sometimes, for example, there was a point where I stopped drawing because I was like, I'm not good at drawing. I suck at it. And I didn't draw. But here's the thing, I wasn't going to get better at it unless I gave myself the opportunity to make mistakes and fail. That was the process of learning. You know, I think it's really important to remind ourselves that a lot of what life is the process, not the result. It's easy to get so caught up with like, oh, it needs to be perfect, or I need to make the right choice. But I think the process, the ups and downs, the mistakes, the falling down, the getting back up again, the learning, the people we meet, that's what makes it fruitful. Not getting the reward at the end. Does that make sense? No, new jeans is no longer a thing. Oh my god, you... There's a lot to unpack there. Trust. I checked your last VOD. I thought you were cosplaying Emporio for Sonosh. No one got the reference for my last cosplay. Hey, who's talking about sexy people and not explicitly mentioning me by name? Exactly, Rose loves making out with people in the chat. You're not that freaky, but it happens a few times every stream, so if we hydrate every time we see you do it, we'll be super hydrated. I want to worship my wife's armpits! OMG, yes, something I'm still trying to fill a page every day of my sketchbook. I'm trying to draw more, but more importantly, I'm trying to write again. I'm trying to write again because I'm a little bit rusty. And sorry, I've been talking for so long that I feel like I'm starting to fail at English. But anyways, I'm trying to write again. And I did start writing something. More than one thing. And it was kind of crazy because I was like, man, I missed that dopamine hit that I would get from writing. Like, it makes me feel so amazing. I love writing. And I love reading. I'm trying to read consistently again, too. So, yeah. I think we should all hold each other accountable here so that we can do the things that we actually want to do rather than just doom scrolling. What can I say? Ladies love to stash. Almost everyone I know likes me better with facial hair. You know, I've seen that with a lot of men, that when they have facial hair and suddenly they don't, people are like, oh my god, what did you do? Have you seen that? Wait, have you seen that video of that dad who shaves his beard and his daughter starts crying? It was a little girl, but it was so funny because she literally could not look at her dad in the eyes because he shaved his beard. That was me when I was a kid, but vice versa. Like, my dad doesn't grow a beard or a mustache, and I remember for a little bit he had a mustache, and I was like, I don't like it! I don't like it, Dad! I actually really hate stubble, because my grandpa had stubble, and whenever he would kiss me, he would like poke me with his stubble, and I would be like, it stings! I experienced a lot of rejection in my... Wait, never mind. I experienced a lot of rejection in my life that I became numb to it. Where there's like, shit, here we go again. It's my fault most definitely on why this happened. Like, as much as I hate Andrew Tate, self-accountability makes you a better person, actually. Did Andrew Tate say that? I mean, yeah, that's like a correct thing. I hate when someone I hate says something I agree with. But yeah, no, 100%. Like, self-accountability. We were also talking about that at the beginning of the stream. Self-accountability but don't turn it toxic to the point where you hate yourself, you know? I was actually drinking water as you said that. A good tip that I got from my friend is... Wait, I'm gonna share my screen so I remember to read the confession. Is to get a smaller sketchbook to start with, because having a big page to fill every day is hard to do. That's a really great tip. And it sounds so small, but you're right. I used to have a small sketchbook that I brought every day into high school. And I would draw really cool stuff. And I found it in my dad's house the other day, and not gonna lie, I was really good at drawing. I just stopped, and I got rusty. And it's the same with writing. So, yeah, I just need to give myself the chance if I wanna do things. Cosplay is fun and cool, but I think some people do it so often that it make it their personality. They totally forget who they are as a person, like constantly. No, that's actually true. That's actually true. I feel like a lot of people who cosplay a lot do kind of lose their identity. And I have been there at one point. Not anymore. But I know that a lot of people in cosplay kind of have an identity crisis. That's actually, you're not reading too deep into it. You are correct. That's hilarious. I look stupid without a beard. I don't have a lot, but I look better with a little. You know, a lot of men do look better with facial hair, like scientifically. I think there's actual like studies that have shown that it kind of improves the look of facial structures, so ergo it makes people look more attractive. That's a thing. But it's not for every man. Some people just look better shaved. It depends on the person. It depends on your facial structure, I think. I shaved out of impulse 3 weeks ago, and I looked horrible. I was so self-conscious for a week. I feel like some people get to, like, non-beard dysphoria. Sorry for doom scrolling and not continuing your commission. No worries, no worries. Take your time. Although it was looking so fucking good, and I'm so excited. Is it okay that, like, I'm gonna pay you for, like, for everything, obviously. But is it okay if, like, I print it out so I can put it on my wall? It's not gonna be for commercial use. It's only gonna be for me. Without facial hair, I look like a 5-year-old. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know. He just made a great point. Yeah, like, I remember one time Andrew Tate was going off about Palestine, and I was like, why is bro making so many good points? And one time he was also making good points about abortion, and I was like, why is bro, the worst person ever, makes a great point? I fucking hate Andrew Tate. Oh my god. Anyways, even when I was a practice teacher, I shaved my facial hair once, and the guard almost didn't let me. That's crazy. It's guy makeup. Yeah, facial hair is guy makeup. I look dumb as hell shaved. A haircut and a facial... No, dead ass. Like, facial hair and haircuts change, like, your whole look. I'd love to be able to grow good-looking facial hair. I unfortunately did not inherit my grandpa's genetics for my beard. My grandpa has amazing hair and still at 80. Amazing! Yeah, honestly, if I were a dude... No, you know what? I want a beard, and I want a mustache, and I wish I could. I want, like, a beard so I can do this, and I want a mustache so I can do this. You know, I can do, like, I can do this whole ritual. I'd be the coolest kid in the block. I don't know. What if we grow Discord mod neck beard? If you can't grow a beard, then yeah, don't. How does the jump catch game work? Oh, you can put exclamation point jump in the chat if you're a sub. And see how my avatar jumped? I'm gonna do it again. See? Sometimes there's like a little star that jumps around, and when you type jump, and if you hit the star, you win a point. But the avatars start jumping on their own anyway, but yeah. You can also do bomb. And you can drop a bomb. See? I did it. And you can also do fart. Okay, wait, let's... Yeah, see? I farted! I farted! There's more commands for them, you guys. And you guys can change your avatars if you don't like the one that you got, by the way. I got Tamagotchi characters. I got Vocaloids. I got Toho. I got Animals, Doki Doki, Kirby, Bubbles, and a few others. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wait, can you attack someone? Oh shit! You attacked me! Yeah! Okay, reading tit! So I can read the next confession. I'm gonna catch up. Of course you want the twirly mustache. Bro, that's... We are so young millennial coded. But I'm not a millennial though. Was it the millennial influence? Was it the millennial influence? I'm technically part of silent generation if we're going off of my 90-year-old age. I was looking at the chat like, why can't I see anything? See some avatars. Oh yeah, for anyone interested, I might drop a video of me doing 3D. Yes, please do. Please do. That's awesome. No, Kirby is taking. I Kirby because all right. Okay. Yeah, Kirby's taken, guys. Oh yeah, I love that you have Vocaloids available because I love Miku and Teto. Yeah, a lot of people here like Vocaloids, so that's why I put them. I banned anyone from using Ibuki from Toho, Suika Ibuki, because that's my character. She's my favorite character from Toho, and I don't want anyone else to use her. Wait, I can also move the characters around when I open the screen. See? I can throw y'all. I can throw y'all around. I can throw y'all. Hell yeah, and I can also do this. Ha 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 ha. And I think I can also slingshot. Yeah! Yeah, wait. How do I slingshot? Oh, like that. Okay, wait. Ah, okay, sorry, Rose. I'm using you as a... Okay, there we go. Wait, what's this? Oh, shit! Oh, shit! I'm putting a bunch of characters. Oh, shit! Wow! We got China in here! Does anyone here like Toho? If not, they don't know what I'm talking about. Wait, we got China a bunch of times. Her name is Hong Mei Ling, but people call her China. Yes, it's kind of racist. Oh, there's a bee! There's a bee! There's a bee! Hello, Glenny. How are you? How are you? Damn, that shit's flooded now. It's flooded. A beard rate? 10 out of 10. I haven't even seen your beard, but it's a 10 out of 10. I love that you use on Kuzri Bankis. Nobody uses the proper punctuation on stuff, and it brings me so much joy to see it. Oh, you mean the apostrophe? Toho. Isn't Toho Battleship Gooner game? It's not Gooner. I don't think Toho is Gooner, actually. Especially, like, the OG games are not Gooner at all. And it's a bullet hell. It's a bullet hell. It's a Danmaku. The only thing I know from Toho is Bad Apple. And don't you know, funky. That's a funky. Dance. And then you go, wait, you guys know Toho? Also, do you know the song, I am eating hamburger and potato every day. Toho. What else is from Toho? Fuck. What else is from Toho? Toho! There's also... And also... You know that song is like a Japanese song. It's a weeb song. Sorry. You have so much energy because I've been drinking caffeinated beverages this whole time. Anyways. Back to the serious confessions. We got distracted by the... by the avatars. How many toes do you have? Toho, how many toes you got that you need to tow a tow truck? What did I come into? We were doing a serious stream, but I got distracted because I was talking about Toho. Anyways, I did not know those. No, there's a lot of memes. Wait. There has to be, like, someone that did this list. Aha! Oh man, I thought there was gonna be like pictures and shit. There's so many fucking memes that come from Toho. Fuck, I'm trying to find... has no one done a master list? I guess not. But there's a lot of things that originated from Toho. Fumos originated from Toho. Like a lot of meme culture. A lot of 4chan memes, unfortunately, but yeah, they kind of